daunting.
Yeah.
But you're making, you're literally doing two lines of sewing.
It's literally all broken down.
That's all you're doing, 2 lines of sewing.
Yeah.
Like
on
that.
a line.
That's all you're doing, 2 lines of sewing.
Yeah.
Like
on
that.
a line.
On
an
actual line. Right, so now we are up to using your fabric.
I think everyone can hear us, by the way, Jenny.
Can they? You can hear us! We're online, no subtitles. Fantastic.
Yes.
So you've got yards and yards of fabric, meters of fabric. And what you want to do is you need to make sure that you've protected the bits for your log cabin. You can cut those out if you want. And make sure you've got the curved piecing, which you do not want to handle massively, because that's obviously a curve.
Could I give it a spritz of best press before I cut it out?
You could, but Pippa probably could have that all starched and it would all fit. Me, I quite like it that it might stretch or squish in a bit. I'm just saying, I might like that. The other beauty of the curve is that you've got a curved line to sew on your foundation papers.
Yeah.
So you've got that to back you up. So you have plenty of fabric, but you need to make sure you've got enough for those curves cut and your log cabins cut. And then you know that everything else that you've got left is for your mariner's compasses. Okay, so that's that. We've done that bit. So the best, most accurate thing you can do with the thriftiest way of doing it is to make a template of the piece of fabric that you need to cut, which includes your seam allowance. So you're just going to trace the fabric that you need, the piece that you need with some seam allowance on it.
Right.
And
the
then
seam allowance is included in the templates as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't. Well, you don't actually need it for sewing on, but you can.
Okay.
I think there's another bit in the pattern. Hold on, it shows you. You can see what fabric shapes you need to cut. That's the thriftiest way of doing it, where you're not wasting. It tells you what to cut. You've got all the details there. It tells you what to cut. Now, it all works perfectly with just that 1/4 inch seam allowance. But I like to give myself a tiny, tiny little smidge extra. And I don't mean 1/4 inch extra, because more fabric actually hinders the foundation paper. You think the more fabric I've got, the easier it'll be. It won't. It just gets really messy and confusing. So you can cut really, really pinpoint accurately on your piece if you are Pippa and Precision. And if you're like me, I just like to have just that tiny, tiny little bit more. Okay, you've got fabric for a tiny bit more, you haven't got fabric for masses more. Okay, so are we getting clearer with what we're doing? Because I feel like I've given you lots and lots and lots of little bits and bobs. This is what we're aiming for. So that is 1/4.
Well? The precision that you get from FTP is just so satisfying.
And what I would like to point out, the last step in all my patterns is don't point out your mistakes. And I'm going to point one out here because, look, this is actually, I've got a little gather in that circle.
Oh,
Can you
no, you would never have noticed that.
You can't see it. You can't see it.
And I bet with your iron, you could do, but, you know,
you could get that out. And by the time it's quilted, it won't matter. What I haven't got is any creasing in that curve, and I haven't got it so that it's really sitting ugly. So what I've done, I've just thought, you know what, I'm going to live with that. There's no drama. And here you are. You can see the papers are all here, and you've got a line to sew all the way around. So that's all you're making. That's what we're aiming for. Okay, I feel like I started really methodically, and I've just got this big pile of stuff everywhere now. So the first section is this. This is what we're going to make. So this is section A1. I've got pieces of paper everywhere. So this is A1. There, hold on, put it under the camera would help. A1, that's all you've got to make. So you've got your templates, you're going to cut it out on the dotted line, and then all you're sewing is those 2 lines there.
Right, on the line.
On the line.
And setting up your sewing machine for foundation paper piecing, do I need to do anything different to what I would
I
normally
would
do?
have a shorter stitch length, so like a 1.8 or something.
Okay.
So that it's just sitting really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
So shorter stitch length. I'm all right to sew through my paper with my normal needle?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. What you'll want to do is probably have a new needle, and then it will get blunt. The foundation papers will blunt it. So you could have a needle just for foundation papers if you wanted to. If you knew, you know, you hadn't sewn on it for 8 hours or something, then you could keep it to one side and label it. But I don't tend to worry about anything like that. And you don't want anything that's too big because you don't want to perforate the paper too much. So you want a shorter stitch length and a nice sharp needle. Okay, section 1, A1, here we go. It's got a very faint motif there of what you need, the fabric that you're using.
That's clever, thank you for doing that, yeah.
And I have cut it out, tiny little bit of allowance, and it's all labelled, so I know what I'm doing. And then this is where you've got to get your head in the right place, because this template is for you at the sewing machine, but all the fabric is going on upside down and you can't see it. So you've got to get this, you need that traced, you need that so you can put it in the right place. Actually, I'm going to trim those down a bit. I'm going to trim my paper down. I thought I had it all organised. I'm going to trim on my dotted line just so I can see exactly where my fabric placement is going. All we're doing is, none of this is hard, it takes time, and you've just got to let yourself have the time to do it really, really methodically. And honestly, when you're organised, you will be able to sew these little pieces, these little triangles, in no time at all.
Oh, absolutely, and once you've done a few of these...
You won't worry about it. There's nothing to worry about at all. Right, so upside down and back to front.
Yep.
So that is that
facing
piece.
down.
I'm going to put that there. I'm going to make sure it covers...
all in number 1.
All of number 1. So you could do this. You've watched so many demonstrations. You could totally do this now.
I feel like I'm a commentator on, the sport.
Yes, you could do all the sports. Like you can do the Olympics if you really had to. Like the Sewing Olympics. You've seen everything. Yeah. You've seen multiple ways of doing things. She's ready. She's right. So keep everything flat. You can pin. You could do a tacking stitch if you wanted to. Right, so that's that. So all I've got to do now, I'm just sewing this line between number 1 and number 2.
Okay, and now am I starting on that intersection there, or can I run off into that?
You can run off if you want.
And I go there,
or
and you can run off,
or not? You can run off. I will do a stop stitch, if I can find it on the machine, at the beginning and the end of those lines, but you can run into.
A lock-in or a reverse?
A lock-in.
Yeah.
Do a lock-in. See, she knows everything. Right, so fabric 2, on my template, it's going there, number 2. So label, organise, talk to yourself while you're doing things. So pretty sides together.
As always,
right sides together. Get it so that it's in the right place. As you can see it's just given me that little bit of confidence when I've been a little tiny bit generous with my fabric. It's just helping me a little bit. To be honest, more fabric is not easier. More fabric is not easier. And then we're going to do a smaller stitch length. I've kept this beigey thread that was in the machine because I thought it might show up a little bit. I've got the machine running quite slow, and you can just get the needle down. I've got a little dial there on my machine at home. It's like driving somebody else's car.
Morning, I trace the lines on the back of the templates, perhaps then I know where to place the fabric.
You can do that as well, but if you've got that accurate quarter-inch, you've got quarter-inch allowance in there, so you can just line up the edges. But yeah, absolutely, anything that's going to give you confidence. Yeah. And then as you progress, as you say, by the time you've done a couple of these, you're not even going to be worrying. And while I'm demonstrating on air, I'm being so slow and methodical because I want to give you the best setup. But actually, if I was just sat at home with my slippers on, I'd be so chilled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because all you're doing is sewing on that line on a piece of triangular paper.
Literally, exactly.
Literally.
It is just like dot to dot.
But you're not even
colouring in by numbers.
Forgetting that whole spherical compass thing.
Yeah.
I'm just doing this bit of triangle. That's all I've got to do. Right, and hopefully it'll come out well. Now I've said, oh, it's all really calm. Do a lock stitch in place, and I'm literally just going to sew on that line.
Yeah, literally on the line. Not a quarter inch to the side, not anything in particular.
Just sew on the line. Don't sew through any pins. Oh, hold on, we're stuck. Why are we stuck?
Now every single person can hear us.
Yay!
Free P&P today, all day, on the web, on the show. We've got loads on the show today. We've also got 2 shop to wins going on. So we've got the Sewing Street one, which is happening all day. So anybody who buys from Sewing Street, Janet Claire's, from any of the shows today, you're entered into a brilliant prize draw to win an Elna sewing machine, Orafil threads, K fabrics, and you're also going to get the cutting mat ribbon, all sorts, a really gorgeous bundle of goodies. And if you're buying any of Janet Claire products today, any of the products in this hour or in her 11 o'clock show, then you've also got a shop to win a place at a Draw with Your Machine free motion workshop with Janet Claire herself, which is happening in November. You'll get the details of it, and somebody will be chosen at random, which is really exciting. So there's lots going on today. Also, just want to mention, as I say, the code for free P&P. Use the code Vicky, and you will be able to get free P&P on everything. So stock up.
You were so excited about that free P&P. I mean, it's a big deal, isn't it?
It really is, Janet. You don't
It's
understand.
a big deal. I don't get it. Tell me.
Just because if we go upstairs, it obviously costs the company an awful lot of money, especially when we're doing things like, you know, the Grace free motion frame, which is, you know, big piece, or people can buy sewing machines and we will ship them for free. But it's also great for if someone's always wanted to try out and add a quarter ruler and then thinks, well, I'm not going to pay another £5 of P&P.
Yeah.
If you just want to come in and try us out, if you've never have before, it's such an exciting day.
It is exciting. Yeah. It is exciting. Right. So this is what it looks like when it comes off the machine.
Right. So just
that's what I saw.
One line. Yeah.
One line.
Brilliant.
Now, that's what it looks like at the back. So what I'm going to do is you just fold that over. I can neaten that if I want, but to be honest, I don't want to at this precise moment in time. And then you're just going to finger press that to the other side, and then you're ready to add section A3. And there we go. That's it there. I've got it done. And pretty sides together. Line it up. And get sewing again. That's literally it. Over and over and over again, and just break it down. And then you're going to sew all the little quadrants together, and again they're straight lines and the papers are still there, so you can sew on the papers. And then when it comes to set it into the curve, the paper is still there with the curves on it, because you can see you've still got that line there to sew on. So there you go. It's once you've got your head round, upside down, back to front, and just go really slow and methodically, you are absolutely fine. And as I say, standing up on live TV doing it is not the best for your nerves, but seriously, if I was at home, you've got nothing to worry about at all. And it's so satisfying because you get such a good result.
I find this so much easier on my brain than if you were to say to me, right, now you have to sew 5/8 of an inch towards this side. And I'd be thinking, I can't do it. Whereas this, sew on the line between the numbers 1 and 2.
Yeah, sew on the line. So it's really, really doable, and I'm not just pretending that it's doable. It's really doable, slow and steady, and you get the most beautiful quilt. And as you get more confident, you can go faster with your machine. As I say, I'm going really slow and steady. Do your binding, make sure it's neat. I keep trying to sew over a pin today.
Have you used sew line glue pen or something like that?
Lots of people do that for their papers. Tell me you're on live TV without telling me on your live TV. Trying to sew on a pin. There you go. But You can do glue. What I would do is you've got practice papers, you've got plenty of templates, you will have scrap fabric, you've seen the size of the fabric. I would practice and make sure you're really confident before you reach your quilt fabric, your proper fabric. But honestly, it's done. It's done. And then what we'll do is we will make sure that all that excess fabric is trimmed away. So I've been a little bit kind with myself by giving myself a tiny smidge more fabric around the templates. And also this, I've put this on the show and haven't actually used it, but it is so convenient because it makes you can tidy everything up and fold the paper away and make sure everything's really crisp and tidy.
There it is. That's the 6-inch one, which is perfect for this.
For this
well,
one.
You don't need the large one, and it's brilliant for free P&P.
Because
if you've always wanted it.
There's a little lip there, and it hugs your seam allowance. Can you see? I don't have to cut much off anyway. I could trim all of that away, and then this will fold your fabric because it's actually used. Fold your paper. It's useful to have that line crisp when you start sewing.
That's like a tapered edge on that side, isn't it? And that's an actual 1/4 inch lip that's on there.
So it does help you. I was gifted that by my friend in Texas, and I was like, oh, thanks. Thinking,
I won't use it.
Thanks. Thank
But
you.
you do.
It's so kind. And then I used it and thought, oh my goodness, it's so helpful. It is so helpful. So that is something just to add to your basket. So there you go. So they look scruffy. How simple was that? And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to trim all that fabric away. But this can just sit. If you know you're not going to finish quickly, don't trim it up. Just leave it and move on to the next one. And then when you're ready, you can do that.
And at what point do I start pressing them all?
You can press them all. Make sure you've got a dry iron. It doesn't need to be very, very hot because you don't want to warp that paper too much because you're going to rely on it to sew that curve. So this is that little section in there.
Right.
Can you see how it builds? And then you're just going to keep going like that.
Yeah, amazing.
So that's all you're doing.
Yeah.
Over again, and it's lovely and calm, and it's so satisfying.
Follow your pattern.
Follow your pattern.
Your instructions. This is for your full main kit, which is $224.99. It's a massive quilt, and it's just one of those sort of heirloom quilts, isn't it? This is the colourway that you'll be looking at, which is the Longshore collection. It is gorgeous. It lends itself so well to the compass.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Whenever you do a project, they're always very well thought out. And I think that's what a really good design and a quilt does, is takes your eye on such a journey.
Just beautiful. And it's robust. You use it. Use it. There's no different. This seam is no more delicate than that seam.
Yeah.
So use it.
Yeah, and because you've gone down to 1.8 as well, it doesn't matter that you go in between and pulling your papers out.
No, you're fine. When you get the papers, they are perforated and they literally just rip away.
Brilliant.
But I would keep them in till you absolutely know you don't need them because they're not doing any harm in there.
Yeah.
And if you take them out too early, you've got all this wonkiness and you haven't got that curved marked up.
Oh, yes, you haven't got your seam allowance there, whereas if you keep that in, then you can sew on
when
this
you're
line as
setting
well.
it in, you can sew on
with
it.
you. Now, there are other options, can I just remind you, because this isn't it, by the way, this hour. We've also got another
we've forgotten about
project
that
as well. So, if you do want the pattern on its own, remind me, in my pattern, I do get a set of templates.
You do get one set of templates and you can trace them. I have traced onto interfacing before. It takes hours and you're never really convinced that you've got the accuracy that you want, which is the whole point of foundation papers, but they are there. And obviously, if you need to copy more for your own personal use, that's absolutely fine. Shows you all the sections. And then you have the curved template for your setting in into the block for this, and it includes your seam allowance. So you need to either trace that onto something or use that piece of paper itself.
Right.
But that's in the pattern. So the pattern is complete, but you've still got work to do. But the pattern is complete.
But if you want a little bit of a helping hand...
If you value your sanity...
then this is only... Was it about £13 or something for the paper pack set as well? If you do also want those templates... Oh, have they gone? Okay, these have gone. We're gonna
they've
need more
gone.
of these, 'cause this
Okay.
is very handy. But
Very
I mean,
handy.
You can still do it, but I'm
You can
hoping
do
lots
it.
of you have gone for those extra
And they're in
options
the
with
kit.
papers.
They're in the kit. So if you've bought them and you've
Yeah.
bought the kit, you don't need the papers. You've
Right,
got them.
brilliant. What was that, Ben? Yeah, the trinket. Let's do trinket now.
Trinket.
Now, I have got, I must warn you, there's only 7 left. There are only 7 left. I'm going to grab the quilt.
What a morning we're having. Vicky.
Again,
we
you
should,
show me
we
what's
should
in here.
pretend it's our birthday all
Every-
the time.
I love that.
It's my birthday again.
I know. Well, upstairs, I did go over when we were planning the show, and I was chatting to Hobby Maker over in their office, and we were going through some things, and Scott came over and said, "Oh, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, it's for my birthday show." I was like, "Oh, when's your birthday?" And we were then talking about it, and I thought, I could literally have just told you, it is my birthday. Anytime. So, yeah, we'll see. I might have another birthday.
You could be like the king now.
Yeah,
have two.
So, does the king have 2 birthdays?
Yeah, they do. They have an official birthday where they do Trooping the Colour and all that,
Right.
don't they?
Oh.
I think. Am I making it up? Somebody will correct me. And then they have their real when they were born.
Yes. Now, if you love the idea of doing FPP,
Yes.
but this is a little bit scary,
Yes.
go
This.
with this. Do
This one is much, much easier. It's foundation pieced. All of it's foundation pieced.
Oh, do you know, you see a secondary pattern when
I
you see
know.
it from a
You
distance.
can't
don't
see
you?
it up
You can't
close.
see the extra circles. That is so cool. Any curves in this?
Nope.
That's
It's
very
all
clever, isn't it?
straight. It's all straight and it's all the same block. But you have got, are your arms okay, Vicky? You've
Yeah.
got one full size block.
Right.
And then we've halved it. So this is made up of 4. It's the
Okay.
exact same block, it's just a different scale. And it, as you say, it gives you the illusion of it's like a kaleidoscope or something.
It is. And I bet these are larger pieces as well.
They're larger pieces and it is much simpler to put the block together because there's only one seam. So with the Mariner's Compass, you've got 4 sections to put together. With this trinket, you've got 1.
Now, is this the colourway that I'm going to be doing?
Yes, that's
Okay.
the colourway we've got.
What do we get in the kit?
In the kit, you
This
have...
is gorgeous, isn't it? That kaleidoscope.
Now, you will be pleased to know that you do not need to trace any of your templates because they're on A3 paper. They're huge.
Brilliant.
So that's all done for you. I don't know whether yours come in a plastic bag. They might. That might just be for me being in the car. Pippa will... not Pippa. Tess has sorted all of these out for us.
You get the new bag again.
Get the new bag.
Recycled cotton, it's gorgeous.
Very exciting.
You're also entered into the draw, by the way, to win a place at the Free Motion Workshop. So
Oh,
anybody
yes.
who's buying this kit, anybody who's buying the previous kits or patterns, you're all included in that prize draw.
So you've got your papers, you've got your pattern, and as usual, the pattern has the templates that you need, but you need so many of them. You need so many of them. And then you've got all of this lovely thing. I love that one.
What collection's this?
This one's called Collage.
I've not seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen Collage?
No, this is gorgeous.
So this is little snippets. So there's like little motifs and little random bits and bobs. This was literally me throwing ink around. And I wrote a letter to Moda about when I was handing in my designs. And I wrote it on the back of a piece of paper that I did this. And they went, not being funny, but can we make that into fabric? And I thought, yeah, but it's just my sort of mess. Anyway, love it.
Oh, brilliant.
Love it. This actually said, I love quilting, and then I cut it up and rearranged it, so it's random, but that's what it actually said when I made it. Then you've got some graph paper. That's the same fabric, but in a different colourway. And then you've got this really zesty green.
Now, we don't normally see this colour in your
love
palette,
I
do
love
we?
it. Green is hard to get past, Moda. It's not the best-selling fabric. I don't know why, because I
That is
adore
gorgeous.
green.
It's like a sagey,
Yeah,
zesty.
really
It's
zesty,
lovely.
really zesty. More snippets, and then this is the collage print. So this is the storytelling print, where it's got lots of little motifs and the leaves and the stems and everything in it. So you've got all of that.
Loads of fabric in there.
You've got your papers, you've got your templates
How
in the
big's the
pattern.
quilt?
The quilt is 80 by 80 inches.
Gosh, it's a big one. It is
And
a big one.
it looks much more complicated than it is. It's foundation piecing, so it's exactly the same as I demonstrated, but the pieces are bigger and you've just got less of sections to put together. But to be honest, foundation piecing is foundation piecing. It's not like the piecing on the Mariner's Compass is harder than this. It's just a more comfortable, easier scale.
It's a really clever design because you can see this one is done in rows, so it's really lovely and straightforward to
Really
construct
straightforward.
together.
You've got one diagonal seam to put your block together rather than the 4 in the Mariner's Compass. So it's a really lovely place to
In fact,
start.
if you wanted to make it smaller, you could as
You
well.
could easily make it smaller. I've got a block in here somewhere, I'm sure. We are running out of time already. So that's one block.
Fabulous.
That's all you've got to do.
And they're really good sizes. You're going to be able to see really clean. But once again, you are literally just sewing on these lines.
Sewing on the line. So the sewing is exactly the same. Preparing the fabric's exactly the same. Everything's exactly the same. This is just a bigger scale.
I love how organised you are. And I think this is a really big part of, quilting or foundation paper piecing is to write on there exactly.
I just write what I've got on there.
It is.
And I've got bigger pieces of fabric, so I actually did a tacking stitch on the machine. But if you've got that little glue, I keep meaning to try the little glue, and you can do that because obviously that would be a lot quicker than the sewing. But it's all there, it's all done. And as I say, you've got this line then, so when you're sewing your blocks together, you're sewing on that 1/4 inch line again because you'll trim all your fabric up to the paper size. Trust the paper, always trust the paper. And then, as I say, it's super simple really. You just need to be methodical.
That's why I love that you've printed it out for me.
We've printed it out because look,
and a difference in
you can't print this size anyway.
Yeah.
You can't print this size. And look how many sheets of paper are in there.
Brilliant.
I mean, you do not want to be tracing those.
Yeah. This is going to sell out. This is going to sell out. Is there anything that you wanted to show with this one, or shall we remind you?
We
of?
can remind everybody because I've done the demo's the same.
Fabulous.
Essentially, the demo is the same.
They are about to sell out. We're oversubscribed on Trinket. If you've got it in your basket, please be aware that we literally have, I think, 3 left to be checked out. Now, Posh. This is Longshore. It's absolutely gorgeous. So the colourway that's behind me was the previous one.
It's in Bon Voyage.
Bon Voyage.
Bon Voyage.
Today we've got it in Longshore, which is this one of your latest ranges?
This is the new one that we've got. Yeah, this
fantastic.
is the new one.
I absolutely love it. This one's not been seen prior to today, and it is gorgeous. With this really lovely large-scale print in your background this time, I think that's going to...
The storytelling print, and then we've got the back of the Mariner's Compass is actually that dark sort of indigo blue. So it's really, really striking. Lots of log cabins. You've got plenty of fabric.
And honestly, when you get this home, it is
so soft.
So soft.
It is
beautiful.
It's really beautiful.
Isn't it?
It is.
Bex Reed is in the gallery right now, literally saying, this is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It really is. We all absolutely love this. And when you're seeing it all folded up, it's quite deceiving, actually, of how much fabric you are getting.
You're getting lots and lots.
Are these your original drawings?
I've got some original drawings with me. What can I find? Kinda sees. Maybe I didn't bring the right drawings with me. You know, I just picked these up. Oh, look, there you go. There's your little... It was going to be called Shoreline, and then there's another fabric collection called Shoreline, so I had to change it to Longshore, would you believe?
Oh, so this was your original sort of ideas of your colour palette?
Yeah, and I send them more than we use. So look, I had an idea about messages in bottles.
I love this. So how long ago was this that you designed 2023?
May 2023.
So this actually wasn't that long ago, because you do design.
Oh, yeah, a long way ahead. So we, from the drawing, May 23 to now, which is 25, isn't it? So it's 2 years between me starting drawing, and I've already done sketchbook work, to the fabric being here on the TV is 2 years. Yeah. And it's going to be May very soon, so I'm back to designing another fabric collection very soon.
Well, I bet it's like a treadmill of thinking ahead. And that's what I love about fabric as well, is that, so you're not following necessarily trends of now.
No.
So these are all really timeless.
They're timeless. The idea is that you're not... Moda have got lots of designers, and if they wanted you all to design to the trendy colours, that's all the fabric that would be available in 2 years, would be Barbie pink or whatever was in fashion. And actually, you want quilts that you can live with forever, that you will make for your uncle or your brother, or, you know, not everyone wants flowers.
No.
So it's really lovely that they let you have your own voice and your own sort of aesthetic as a designer.
Yeah, and I mean, the designs of these are gorgeous. I've never seen these fabrics before. They are beautiful. The only way of getting them are in these kits today, because we have sold out of this whole range on Sewing Street sort of allocation. And the great thing with Mojo, I say the great thing, it's sometimes a bit frustrating for us, is that they don't tend to reprint designs.
They won't reprint it, no. So it gets, so the reps go out and they visit all the quilt shops, and it's whatever is ordered will then get made, and whatever is made will be what's available. So they'll round it up, you know, there'll be some sort of, it has to end with a 0 or something to it. But basically, if it wasn't ordered, it doesn't get made. So this print on demand thing is very, although it's a big scale, they are only printing what they know their customers actually want. And the quilt shops, we're all guessing. You know, that's the trouble, it's the quilt shop who's the customer. And then you visiting the quilt shop or Sewing Street, we could think, oh, if only we had a crystal ball, we could have bought more of that.
This one has been so popular. We had a lovely message just come in from a lady who's been on one of your workshops, I believe.
Ooh.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone, Ben.
It's gone.
Is it gone? Oh, we're bringing it back.
It's gone. Has she been on a free motion workshop?
I did one of Janet's workshop many years ago. It was a brilliant, enjoyable and informative day. Fabulous.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Speaking of workshops, anybody who has shopped this hour, anybody that is getting involved in the next show with Janet, we've got loads to bring you. Smaller projects as well. We've got our zip pouches coming up.
Yes, we've got really traditional piecing next hour.
Yeah, brilliant. But anybody who is shopping through all those, you're automatically entered into a free prize draw through Janet Clare to be able to win a day or a workshop drawing with your sewing machine on Zoom, and that's
it's on Zoom, so no dragging your sewing machine around. And actually, the way we have the camera means you've got a really, really good view of what I'm doing. It's a 90-minute workshop, and it's on the 1st of November. At 10:30 and 3:30, so you choose one of the times. And if you can't make the 1st of November, let us know, and we'll obviously honour it. So that you can go on one that's at your convenience.
So, yes, if you're shopping today, you have also got that prize draw, as well as our Sewing Street prize draw, B&B. I know, loads going on today. In fact, in a couple of minutes, we're coming back with almost too many treats. Liam next door is adding even more things as we speak to the hour. I mean, this is going to be absolutely crazy. So stay exactly where you are. Thank you ever so much, Janet.
You're very welcome.
Don't go anywhere. I've got Bex Reed. I'm stealing Liam from Hobbymaker, and we have got deals galore coming your way right after this.
Sewing Street's designer block competition is back. Use the fabric on our bespoke panel to make your very own quilt block masterpiece. 12 lucky winners will be announced on Friday the 20th of June. Each winner will receive a £100 credit to your Sewing Street account. Your block will be proudly exhibited at the Festival of Quilts 2025. Sewing Street's designer block competition.
A lot of people ask me, what dress size pattern should I buy, John? Because I never know. I can't answer that for you, because if you go by your commercial shop bought dresses, if you go into different shops, Wallace, Marks and Spencer's, Topshop, any of those, size 14 in every single one of those shops will be a different size, depending on the designer, depending on the pattern cutter and the pattern grader. What you need to do when you're making your own clothes is don't think, oh, I buy 14 from Wallace, I'll make a size 14. What you need to do, and this is the sign of a good pattern, what they have is they have your body measurements, which are the ones that you have to go to. Now, it's sometimes a little bit depressing because you buy a 14 in a shop, and on a pattern it could say that you're an 18. Ignore that, nobody will ever see that. What you go by is your bust waist and hip measurement on the pattern, and then if it's a good pattern, underneath it, it will tell you the finished size of the dress, which shows how much ease it's got. So what you can do is you can look at, say you look at this one and you say, oh, 100 bust, 82 waist, 106 hip. Obviously that's in centimetres. You think, yes, I'm going to make myself a size 16. You then look at the finished size here of the size 16, and you can see that you've got 12 centimetres ease around the bust, you've got a good amount of ease around the waist, and a lot of ease around the hip. Then what you do is you then look at the pattern, the finished size around your body, you think, oh no, that looks like it might be too big. Then you can go down a size or up a size if you don't think it's going to be big enough. But the thing I always say is make a toile. Get yourself a bolt of calico and make a toile, and that's the way you'll make sure you buy the right size pattern.
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletter. Go to sewingstreet.com and scroll down to the bottom of the homepage. Type in your email address and click the envelope. That's it. You'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
Shopping with Sewing Street couldn't be easier. You can shop via our website at www.sewingstreet.com, where you can watch our live shows and see all the products from that day. We also have a huge amount of products on our website, from your sewing room essentials to fabrics, sewing machines and much more. You can download and shop on the go with our Sewing Street app. Simply head over to your app store and search Sewing Street. Alternatively, you can contact our UK-based call centre 24 hours a day on 0800 001 4433. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Hi everyone, Andy here, and I'm very excited to tell you about our next Craftopia event that's taking place from Friday, May the 23rd to Sunday, May the 25th at the lovely Abbey Hotel in Redditch. 4 workshops with some of the best tutors available in the crafting world today, bringing you a little bit from all 3 of our channels. That's Hobby Maker, Jewellery Maker and Sewing Street. And what's even better, the price includes all your accommodation, all your workshops, all your meals, all your snacks and a goodie bag worth over £200. And this year, for the first time, we're excited to bring you Friday night crafting with lots of surprises in store. So your talented tutors for the weekend are Julie Peplow, introducing you to the world of card making, Carla Bagshaw, who'll be inviting you to make your own memory albums. We also have Catherine Wright, who'll be introducing you to hand sewing, and Debbie Kershaw, introducing you to the wonderful world of jewellery making. And here's the best part, you won't need to bring anything at all because everything is included. So you can join us for the entire weekend, or just part of it. Or if you just want to come to the workshops, we've got ticket options for everyone. All you need to do is to visit the website and search out Craftopia, or you can email me directly, andy.love@hobbymaker.co.uk. As always, places are limited, so make sure you don't miss out and book your tickets now. And join us for the best craft weekend ever, from Friday, May the 23rd to Sunday, May the 25th. I look forward to seeing you there.
Welcome back, welcome back. We can hear you.
Oh, has the sound come back now?
Yes, the sound has come back.
Hooray.
And it's back in time as well, because this is really exciting. I know there's a lot of people who are watching this show, especially for
the
launch.
The launch.
Have you bought the graphics in already? Yes, he's in. He's in straight away.
He's in.
So, I mean, hundreds have already gone on pre-order, which is so exciting.
I know. I mean, it's just like the best. I thought the first one was brilliant.
Okay, now you launched
Yes,
these.
I
They
did.
completely sold out.
I absolutely love them.
I mean, wasn't there like hundreds of thousands?
Yeah,
of these
this
sold?
one sold 120,000. 120,000
Oh my gosh.
people own that.
And we've got exclusivity at the moment.
I
with
know.
this one.
You can't buy this anywhere else.
Oh, I'm so excited. Right, tell me why.
Right,
you're
so
really excited
I'm
about
really
this.
excited. It's a great price. $14.99.
Brilliant. We're free P&B.
$14.99. I'll use your box because I've taken some out of my box. So in the box, and it's a really nice box, isn't it?
It is.
You get a little instruction booklet, very important. And then inside here, you get 50 cards. 50. So you've got 50 patterns.
Oh, fantastic. I love that it's got the picture on the
It's
front.
so user-friendly.
Yeah.
So even if you're a complete beginner to crochet, you can use this. So you take one of the squares, you have a look, and they've all got names on because they're all flowers. So you can go, oh, look, Dahlia, Scarlet Pimpernel.
Oh, lovely.
Irish Rose. Echinacea,
Well, a lot of us have
azalea.
different flowers that are quite personal to you as well.
Hollyhock. So say you think, well, I really like the hollyhock. You turn it over, and on this side, it's got a chart
Yeah.
of exactly how you do
Yeah.
it. 'Cause that saves on space. And to start with, I thought, well, I don't really...
I was going to say, what's this?
I don't know what that is. I think, well, what is that?
Yeah.
So it tells you whether it's got special stitches or anything. And then you take the little booklet that comes with it. And in the booklet, it explains what all the symbols mean. So when you look at this, you know that is a treble crochet.
Are they in UK terminology or American terminology?
It's actually both.
Oh.
Because the great thing is, because it's a symbol, so if you look at that symbol, that means, and it tells you what it is in US and what it is in UK.
And you say nobody else
No one
can buy this at the moment?
This is exclusive to us.
And just to add even more to the birthday event, thank you ever so much to James, who I know will be watching at Search Press, because they've also going to put into some orders, not all orders, but some people will also receive with their order an exclusive. Look at this. It says there, exclusive to Sewing Street.
Number 51.
Number 51. The tree peony.
Yeah.
So some people are also going to get an extra bonus one.
I know, it's
For their
amazing,
birthday
isn't
as
it?
a treat. Oh, I love that.
So it tells you how to make them, and if there's any special stitches, it explains that. It also tells you how to read a stitch chart.
Okay.
And so I tend, some people are chart people, some people are words, and I'm more of a words, but it's so easy to do. It explains exactly, even if you're a beginner.
Right, so I was going to say, somebody who's never crocheted before, if you can do a chain,
Yeah.
can you do a granny square?
Yes, you can do a granny, yes. If you can do a granny square, you can do a chain. Even if you can't, it explains how to do a granny square. And obviously, if you are a complete beginner and you don't even know how to hold a hook, just go onto
There's
YouTube
so many
to find out
videos,
how to do
yeah.
it. It also then tells you how to join your squares, because the great thing about this is all the squares will end up the same size. If you use a double knit, they'll all be
Yeah.
the same size. If you want to crochet using a 4-ply, as long as you use the same weight yarn,
Yeah.
they will end up the same size.
So can I use any of my stash?
Anything.
I can use any
This-
yarn, any hook?
Yeah, as long as you use the same weight
same,
for all of them.
they'll
So you
all
can
end up
do
the
them all as super chunky or Aran or whatever. But this is, so it's a great price. It's really easy to use. It's a stash buster.
Yeah.
And you're getting 50
I
flowers.
like the idea of just having them on your coffee table as well, or, you know, just having them in the
Yeah.
little box is handy. To be able to take one of those, I always think crochet is a really portable hobby to
Well,
have.
it
Take one of
is.
those with you on the train.
And they've really thought
Finish your
about
block.
it. So when you turn it over and you look at the chart, when you turn it back, you don't have to turn it around. It's exactly the same.
Right.
So when you're doing it, you go, oh, right. So
Yeah.
whichever
Very
way,
visual.
they've really thought that through.
I love these. So this is your second edition. Remember, we launched, if you loved the Granny Square, these are completely different cards.
Completely
So if you're
different.
thinking, oh, Bex, I've already got these, you
No,
haven't.
These are flowers.
These are hot off the press.
It also tells you what yarn they've used in case you want to use the same yarn.
Something.
And it explains how to join them together. So look at this. You can join them together. You can make a whole blanket.
Fantastic. And, I mean, we launched the most fabulous crochet book the other day as well that had all animals and all sorts and granny squares. But in Katie's book, she was showing us all layouts of how you can then use a granny square and make a waistcoat, make a jumper.
Absolutely.
You don't just need to do... I think a lot of people make granny squares and then think, I don't know what to do with them. But if you're all consistent in size, you can make...
Exactly. And
Loads
you
of
could,
projects.
So you could join them all together to make a blanket. You could do plain granny squares. If you've got the other box, you could add that in. Maybe you only like the daisies. Just make all daisies.
Yeah.
And so I've made some to show you what they look like.
Fantastic.
So I took the mallow, and then I made the mallow. Let me move those out of the way, and then you can see better. So that's what it looks like, crocheted.
Oh, see, that is gorgeous. And I like the fact that it gives you ideas of what colours to use if
Yeah.
you want, but use your stash.
I just used my stash. Brilliant. And there is my mallow. So all I did was I followed the beginning. Oh, right, so there's 4 chains in the beginning. OK, now we've got 4 trebles. Then we've got some clusters. Went to my book to see how to do a cluster. And then that's that. So that's that one. I then did the begonia. There's the begonia, but in blue.
Yeah, absolutely, Jodie. This is what we're saying. If you want to, you can make all of them and then make a blanket out the squares.
And like what they've done as well to make it even bigger, if you did some plain granny squares between, that's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
so
really
if you
nice.
did your outer ring as cream and then did cream in between, you make it even bigger.
I do like the fact that some of these are real three-dimensional as well. Are they appliqued on top of it?
Well, so some of them are... This one is actually not a plique. This is crocheted in at the same time. So this one is peony. But when you do it, you do this, the first 3 rounds, and then you crochet into the back of the stitches. Some of them in the book are 3D motifs, and then it explains to you about how you can then sew them onto a square.
Okay.
And like this one, the daisy with this one, you actually do 4 of these and then sew them together. So I just did 1.
Yeah, well, this is what's great.
But
isn't
you
it?
can
It's going to
start
give you a
off
bit of a your crochet mojo back. And
really simple. So look how simple that one is.
well, I was going to ask. So they're all numbered. Are they numbered in an order in which you would start and grow your skills?
Yeah,
not
really,
necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Love the sunflower.
I love that one. I mean, but look how effective that one is. And although they've done theirs in green, I did mine in cream. But that's so cute.
Do you block yours then after
I didn't
all?
actually.
No,
Just gave me a
it's
little
not
pull.
wibbly wobbly. No,
I
it's
probably,
fine.
if I was going to make them all into a blanket, I probably would block them. But how cool is this?
Yeah, I love that they're three-dimensional as well. $14.99.
I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? $14.99 for 50 patterns.
And can I remind you, hundreds of thousands of the first edition sold. Hundreds of thousands. Not just thousands. You told me it was about 10,000, didn't you?
Yeah, it was,
Like,
and then
my
we
gosh, that's
checked.
brilliant. It was
100
hundreds of thousands.
120,000.
We have got exclusivity at the moment. And some people will also get card number 51. Oh, it's the first 500 people.
Oh, the first 500?
Yeah, so
okay.
everyone shopping at the moment, I think. I'm not quite sure how many.
Yeah,
have sold
they'll all
yet,
get them.
But you'll all get one. You'll all get one, which is brilliant. You've got the Scarlet Pimpernel here. You've got the Cosmos, Buttercup. I mean, what?
Oh, well, like, so you could do. So you might look at these and go, well, actually, I just want to do Buttercup and Daisy. And then the great thing is you can lay them all out. If you've done them on with double knit, they will be this size.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
brilliant.
I did mine with, so they're exactly the same size.
Right, okay.
If you obviously use a different yarn, there'll be different sizes.
What yarns do you like to work with?
Oh, well, I just liked double
Yeah.
knit was quite nice, and I had quite a bit of it. And actually, coincidentally, I had the same colours the same yarn that she's used. Just had it. But what a stash buster! So if you've got loads of odd bits, you know, you think like the little bit of blue and the orange, you don't need very much of it. It's quite nice if you're going to make a blanket to keep maybe your backgrounds the same. But you don't have to.
Are all granny squares started in the centre and worked out?
Yes, I would normally.
Yeah.
I can't think of one that
There's
doesn't.
none of these that are in rows.
No, I'm pretty sure they're all work from the centre.
That one's gorgeous as well, isn't it?
I love that.
What one's that? A tea rose.
The tea rose, that's nice, isn't it?
Special stitch. 3. This is what's great as well, is then any of
Well,
the
yeah, so when you
symbols
go
that
there,
don't know,
and then there's a
3 double crochet cluster, see on page 6, and it will take you
And there's
there.
a couple like the...
Oh, so does every single...
Some of them have written patterns, not all of
Right.
them, but the ones that they think are a little bit more complicated, it actually has a written pattern.
There's another one of those little ones.
That's lovely. What's that one? Saxifrage. Never heard of that one.
Well, this is it.
And
You're
that's a
learning so much
leaf.
about all lovely flowers. Oh, there we go.
So that one is a 3D. So some of them say 3D motif. So that means that you make the leaf, you make the square, and then you sew
Stitch
the leaf
them on, yeah.
So some are 3D like that, and some are actually sewn. I mean, I love that. Can you imagine making a whole jacket from that?
Beautiful, beautiful.
It looks
Or,
like
like we said, just doing lots in this lovely cream, and then every now and then
Yeah,
bringing
just
in these
pop them
3D
in.
elements. That's what I would do with the sunflower one. The sunflower one's crying out to be a gorgeous
And
jumper,
it gives
isn't
you ideas about an arrangement. It also gives you ideas of how to sew them together. It tells you how to join as you go method, where you crochet them together,
If
how
you're-
to sew them
If you're
together.
thinking of a gift for somebody,
Oh.
especially you know someone who loves crochet, and you're thinking, do you know what? I don't know whether they've already got that or got that. You know they haven't got this.
No one has got this.
No one's got
Only-
it. You're the first people to see it. I love that. Our relationship with Search Press is brilliant, and we love James, and he always offers us brilliant treats.
Well, the
but this
fact
is
that
a great
they've
one.
printed an extra 500 designs just for Sewing Street, I think is amazing.
Yeah, and it even says exclusive to Sewing Street. I love it. Now, you've got a 4-leaf clover in here.
Oh, I know.
That's a 3D one as well.
That's really lovely, isn't it? So I like the fact they've put a couple of leaves in there as well.
brilliant.
But this is a directory. You'll use this over and over again. Maybe you've got a new baby on the way and you think, oh, I don't know what to make. Just do these because you just make one.
Yeah.
Just pile them up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
got
Well,
them all
how long does it
sewn
take you as a very experienced
Oh,
crocheter
well, I
to
did
do?
those in an evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy peasy.
It's
And you can choose, as you look at them, you can see, oh, well, actually, that one looks a bit easier.
Yeah.
That one's a bit more, oh, that's nice.
Can I just urge you to go to the web of the app? There's over 100 people who are waiting in a queue on the phone.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it is very, very busy. And this hour, I don't know if you've spoken to Liam yet, but it's just going to it's really, really busy all out this hour. So if you can get to the web or to the app, please do. Remind you as well, today's the only day, let's face it, you're going to get it with free P&P.
It is. Free P&P, $14.99
So
for
that
50.
saving another £5.
For
Really?
50 plus one designs, and and it lives in this little box. You can just have that, and you think, oh, I'll just make one of those. Maybe you don't want to make a big project. You just think every now and then, when I've got a bit of yarn left, I'll just make one, and then just collect them.
Remember, this was the first one. This was the original one that sold in the 100,000. This one is hot off the press. Literally brand new. You can't get it anywhere else. It is exclusive to us. And, yeah, amazing.
And they are, and when you look at the quality, you can really see from the photo if you're having any problems doing it. Because when I was doing one, I went, oh, how many do I need?
That's a really good point, actually, because if you buy a pattern or if you're buying, books are brilliant. I love having a good physical book, but it's not something you're going to be able to take with you all the time.
No.
And so to have just something really portable that you can take with you, or even just sitting on the sofa or going on the train, going on a coach, and you just take...
Oh, I loved it. I sat there on the sofa. I chose which
lovely
ones I wanted
quality.
to do, and I just put them next to me, and there we go. And then if there was any I didn't know, it's a little book, isn't it? But how they've got so much in this little book.
Fantastic.
It's
and they're
fabulous.
quality cards. They're going to last, aren't they?
Yeah, they're brilliant.
Really clear photographs. Like you said, you can literally see every single
you
stitch
can.
on the
So if there's
photography. It's been
anything...
photographed really well.
If there's anything you're not sure of, as you think, oh, there's 3. Right, OK. It's because it's so easy to see.
Stock update, 200 of you have got this in your basket over the phone and the web. There are over... Oh, hang on. There's 200 in baskets on the web and now over 100 on the phones. OK, just please get to the web of the app if you can. I love the idea of all of the different colours, but use your stash. What a stash
Use your stash. That's what I did. I had my big stash of yarn in my bag.
Yeah.
Great big stash. Always got a big stash of yarn. And then went, right, I'm going to use it.
Yeah, and so then did you pick out one that had similar colours, like you've gone
No.
for similar colours, or just pick any of them?
I had a big ball of the cream, so I thought I'll use that for the background.
Yeah.
And then I just picked out all the little colours, because I don't... it can all go together. It doesn't need to, because doesn't this look lovely? I mean, they've got different backgrounds.
Yeah.
So even if you made it like this with all different backgrounds, just use your stash up.
Absolutely. Oh, every single person who has bought something today, get one of these. Another 50 have literally gone in the space of about a minute, since Ben's just looked back up on the screen. Don't worry, we ordered a lot of these.
We did.
Because we knew it was going to be really, really popular. We knew it was going to be really busy. There's people multi-buying on these. I do think they'd be a brilliant gift idea.
Oh, I think they're lovely. And if you haven't got the first box, get that, because they are exactly the same size. If you've already bought the first box, they're the same size.
Right, so what finish size are they? Is it about 4?
Well, it depends what yarn
okay.
you've used. They're that size.
Yeah.
Which is about,
Yeah.
I don't know, 4
Yeah.
inches. Depends what yarn you use.
Whilst you are checking out, I will show you the first one, which is, again, all granny squares, but this time all different
They're all different
styles,
granny squares,
yeah.
but the size is the same. So this is a real mix and match. I mean, this flower deck is a real complementary box to go with it.
Yeah, because you could do these as your sort of background.
Exactly.
And then pick out some of your favourite flowers.
So you could alternate the granny squares with this, but there's 50 different sorts of granny squares.
I had no... You know, when you see a traditional granny square, I just presumed, that was what a granny square was. But there's so many different ways.
Well, you
of
can
changing
start, you've
colours,
got
playing with colour. And...
really simple ones like this, where that's just a normal one, but they've changed the colour. So you start off really simple, and then you go, ooh,
yeah,
I could do 4 colours.
Yeah.
Oh, I could do a
So is that then
one.
done in rows?
Well, it's done from
it's done
here, and then it goes out and round like that. So, yes, I mean, some are done, like that one's done diagonally.
Yeah.
So some are done, mostly are done from the centre, some are done from the corner. But you see how they're just, that one's got a circle in it. So it really builds, doesn't it?
Yeah, brilliant. So that one's the original one. It's $14.99 as well. But of course, today we are launching the brand new flower edition. They work hand in hand. They end up the same size. So if you do want to make an incredible,
exactly the same.
Pram blanket, like you say, or even a king-size quilt, that's the great thing, is that you can just keep joining them.
Well, just keep
Don't
making
even
them
need
a
to have
bit
an
like...
idea in mind at the moment.
It's a
Just
bit
build
like,
up.
you know, the EPP, where people would make all the hexagons and then they would join them all together and then eventually they'd make it. But this is the crochet version. So rather than having to go out and buy all this new yarn, I mean, you could, to have it really coordinated, just use up your stash.
I love the daffodil as well. Look, how many times you're going to be able to make that? Because you could just do, that's a 3D element. So even if you know how, you've done the square, then you've got the 3D element. Make that, that's a brooch.
That's a brooch. And there were quite a few that are 3D, so you could have brooches. And like with this one, because it's a little square, you don't have to do all 4 joined. You could just have a little
mini one. That could be a little key fob or zip ball or something. Or
I mean, and lovely, make a lovely bag, wouldn't they?
I'm so excited for everybody who's getting these. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to let the call centre catch up and have a little break. Well done, every single person who's got involved. There are over 200 of you who have got them in your basket. We love them. You've got yours, haven't you?
I know.
They're yours.
These are.
They
I'm
are
just
yours.
making sure that I haven't got any of yours. These
Oh,
are
we love
mine.
them. We
These
love
are
them.
definitely
Remember,
mine.
the first 500 of you have got one of those as well. Have got the exclusive card number 51, the Tree Peony as well, which is brilliant. So, yes, before Bex goes, can I remind you of the final bag that is available?
Oh, yes.
How many have we got left?
The basket bag.
Less than 40. Less than 40. There's 85 of you have got it in your basket. Now, you can choose to do it with a Decaville, Styreville, H640, whatever stabiliser you want. And if you couldn't hear us at the start because of the audio, there is a video demo.
Yeah, there's a whole
with your
video tutorial.
instructions.
When you get your instructions, it will give you the information. You can watch the video with me and make this. So it's got the Portuguese tile design on the inside and then this lovely sort of mosaic woven tiles on the outside.
That will sell out during the break as well. But thank you ever so much. And thank you for my birthday.
Oh,
treat.
well,
Thank
make
you.
sure you have a picnic
Oh, I will.
in your
I will
bag.
send you a picture. I will. I think they actually felt a bit sorry for me that the audio wasn't working at the start of the show because Kat and Liam from Hobby Maker, who are 2 of my closest friends behind the scenes, have been working and literally adding more and more and more to the hour as we speak.
Fabulous. It's
I
gonna be
can't
amazing.
wait.
It's
Right.
going to be amazing. Let's put all these back in this box.
Please, please, please check out on the card deck. There's hundreds of you who have got these in your basket. We're going to let the call centre catch up over these next 30 seconds or so, but stay exactly where you are because we're going to keep the call centre very busy over the next half an hour. Oh, my gosh. It's going to be so exciting. Do not go anywhere. Liam Dickens is going to be joining me for a one-time only show right after
It's going to be
this.
fab.
Sewing Street's designer block competition is back. Use the fabric on our bespoke panel to make your very own quilt block masterpiece. 12 lucky winners will be announced on Friday the 20th of June. Each winner will receive a £100 credit to your Sewing Street account. Your block will be proudly exhibited at the Festival of Quilts 2025. Sewing Street's designer block competition.
Please don't forget about the notches when you're cutting out your pattern pieces. Every notch on one piece will match up with a notch on another piece of your garment, and they'll make the whole thing go together so much more easily. This is how you do it. Your notches might be a small little line or a double line, or they might be a triangle. When you cut them out, I recommend that you cut a small triangle outwards rather than cutting into your seam allowance. Notches on sleeves are particularly important for helping you to get them into the right place. So take your time to cut them out carefully. 2 notches means it's the back of your garment. 1 notch means it's the front.
Did you know that we can deliver to over 20 different countries worldwide, spanning 4 continents from the UK to Australia? Check out our website for the list of countries and delivery costs. Sewing Street, stitching the world together.
Our UK-based call centre is always on hand to assist you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Did you know at Sewing Street that on various products we offer split pay? That means on certain items you can spread the cost over 2, 3, 4 or sometimes even 5 interest-free monthly payments. Just pay the first instalment when you purchase and you're away. So shop your way with split pay. Never miss a show by watching on the go with the Sewing Street app. Head over to your App Store now and search Sewing Street and simply download to your smartphone or tablet. You can watch the shows live and see your favourite presenters and guests. Click on the Today button to shop all of the products that are featured in today's show. Want to know what's hot? Then click here to see today's bestsellers and highlights. Have you missed a show or want to watch one back? Then click the schedule button and you can go back 7 days to watch and shop, and you can also see what's coming up over the next 7 days. Want to say hello or ask a question to our guests? Then send a message to the studio. You can also keep in touch with all the latest news, events, product launches and much more by clicking here for our social media pages. Never miss a show by watching on the go with Sewing Street.
Hello, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome my new special guest.
Hello.
I think this is the first time you've been on Sewing Street,
It is the first time.
Liam.
The only time I've been on is when I put that jumper on.
Oh, yes. Right, so for everybody who doesn't know who you are, introduce yourself.
Who am I?
Who are you?
So my name is Liam Dickens. My official title is at Hobbymaker, which is Planner and Content Manager.
Right, okay.
But, I mean, between friends, it's Head of Hobbymaker.
I was going to say, it basically runs all a Hobbymaker. Earlier on I was saying,
Yeah.
what's Liam's title? Because you're the king of Hobbymaker.
Yeah, so Hobbymaker's basically, well, it's mainly papercraft. So we work with loads of brands. You have Crafter's Companion on here on Sewing Street.
Yeah.
But we obviously have some stuff that cross over into Softcraft.
Yeah,
and
so
Sewing Street
when I
and
was
sewing.
sort of thinking about my birthday, I was thinking, right, I'm the only presenter actually in the whole building that gets to
Yeah, it
work
goes
across
across
all of
everyone's.
the channels.
Yeah.
So I said, right, I really want to get other people involved. So
Yeah.
Liam and I, we've known each other for
10,
over
15
10
years?
years.
Yeah,
Long
long
time.
time. Too long.
So I've got really good friends over on our sister channels, and I
Yeah.
said, right, can you bring us some brilliant things? Now, I want things that sewers are going to be able
Yeah.
to use.
So
you have
everything-
pulled out all of the stuff.
Yeah, and some things like, can I quickly show you these?
Yeah.
These are coming up later. Now, I've added these in.
Okay.
Because when Hayley Marshall Say saw these, she was like, these are perfect for sewers.
Oh,
because apparently
brilliant.
for when you're designing your
Yeah.
patterns and things like that.
We've never had big gridded sheets like
and they're like
this.
basically gridded sheets, and then you can just tear them off once you've
Oh,
you finish with them.
fantastic. Oh, yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
So they're going to be coming
So
up.
things like that, but also our all-time favourite, which if we need to throw them over there, we can.
That's fine.
Is these.
Now, I've never seen these before.
Have you not?
No, I believe we may have had them on Sewing Street before and they're completely sold out.
Sewing Street had, and Hobbymaker. So these
Yeah.
these are American crafts, which are, you use the
all right.
overhead here, don't
Yeah.
you? These are from American Crafts. Now, American Crafts is an amazing brand from America.
Yeah.
The proof is in the name. And these are called We Are Makers, which is a sub-brand. And these electric scissors we've had before on Hobbymaker and Sewing Street, but we did them in teal. So you may have them already at home.
okay.
And if you do have them, message in and tell us how much you
So these are
you like
electric
them.
scissors?
So they are electric scissors.
Now, my only experience with electric scissors that we've had on the show have been in the hundreds, like
Yeah,
literally
and they're big
140
industrial.
pounds.
They're quite
massive.
industrial,
They're really
aren't they?
quite daunting.
Yeah. So these are obviously not as industrial.
Yeah.
So they're not going to cut big thicks of cardboard
Carpet.
and carpet and
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah. However, they are going to do your everyday stuff. So not only first things first is we had them in teal.
Yeah.
And then they sold so well on Hobbymaker and Sewing Street. I mean, and I'm talking thousands.
Yeah.
That we were like, well, let's do an exclusive colour. So this colour, which is like the magenta, you will only get at Sewing Street and Hobbymaker. We've put Hobbymaker on there as the logo, but you will never get this colour anywhere else because they are exclusive to us here at Gemporia Craft.
Okay. Now they're $39.99, which is already the most affordable pair of electric scissors I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I must say, yesterday we have worked very, very hard behind the
Free
scenes. to be able to-
P&P?
Can you believe it?
So already, that's amazing.
I can't believe it
Now,
already.
before we do anything with the price, because I promise you, in fact, I tell you what, Ben, do it for $14.99, which is where we sold the teal version for.
Okay. That's where we're stopping, right?
No.
Oh, I love birthday trees.
So just give time for people to check out their baskets and all that sort of stuff, and then we'll show you what they do. So first things first is they're AA batteries.
Yeah.
However, you don't need to use batteries because in your box, I'm going to have to open this one.
Do you also get...
You also get a cable. Now, the cable is you plug it into the end, and then you
USB.
can plug this USB either straight into your wall or you can put it into your machine. So your Gemini 2, you could put that into it and then
most
use
sewing
it.
machines have USB
your
ports.
power banks, things like that. So you do get a USB port. So they're AA batteries. Then there's a couple of safety features on it. So let me show you on this one. So
so you
comes
have
with
your
a
safety
cover.
little
So you've
cover.
got a cover. So when you're storing them, you're not going to cut yourself. You can't really get your fingers in there anyway, but I wouldn't recommend.
Yeah.
Then on the top, see this little slide here?
Yeah.
So if you slide it this way, it's locked, so it doesn't actually work. Unslide it, then it...
Right, it's a push button.
So it's got like a little push button, but it also has a safety feature, which is just a nice little touch from American Crafts. Now, let's start with things that I know. Paper or card, right? So this is thick card.
Yeah.
Are you ready? And just watch how quick it goes through. Oh.
Fantastic. Oh, and look at that. That is
and it's a clean cut. So you know, like normal scissors, you get the kinks like this.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at cutting.
Yeah.
See the difference in that?
Yeah, really lovely.
So that's just cards. Then there is like, I don't know, what's this? Polystyrene type stuff. It will cut through that.
But can it cut through fabric?
But can it cut through fabric? Well, let's put it to the test, shall we?
Let's put it to the test.
Now, we're going to do it live.
No, it can't. No, it can't. I did have a go earlier because I was like, I only want to bring on things that I know our customers are going to love. Bearing in mind, I don't know, have you...
No, what is this? Is this 100% cotton?
This is 100% quilting weight cotton. Straight away.
Everybody at home is probably thinking, why are you cutting it like that? How dare you cut? There you go.
Straight through. And this is a quilting weight cotton, but just to show you as well, through...
What's this?
I mean, please don't... We'll cut just
the end
of it.
No, just the end.
We'll just cut the end, because this is a Liberty. This is Liberty, ladies and gentlemen.
Shall I cut this bit?
Yeah.
He says. Oh, that's the important bit, apparently. Oh, sorry.
But it literally... And right-handers? Can you use it as a left-hander?
It's ambidextrous, is that the word?
Ambidextrous, yeah.
Yeah, you can do left or right on it.
So you could do fussy cutting because you can go around the curves with it if you wanted. It's really ergonomic. You know, the larger electric scissors that I've had before were really
And they're lightweight,
bulky.
aren't they?
They're really lovely. Portable, lightweight. But for someone who struggles with dexterity issues, I think this is going to be really helpful.
Yeah, and also, one thing we should say as well, wrapping paper. Now, everybody, not just sewers, not just paper crafters, everybody wraps presents, right?
Yeah.
The worst thing is when you're using your scissors and you're chopping your wrapping paper. I haven't got any wrapping paper. I forgot to bring some. And it's cutting everywhere and it's ripping. These literally just go straight through it.
Amazing. Tired wrists, hand fatigue, dexterity issues, ambidextrous. This is brilliant. Now, $14.99 was the price point that you said that we saw the teal and sell out. Thousands of them.
Thousands and thousands. And we never dropped the price. Okay. And because it's your birthday, Fitz.
Thank you.
We are going to do something ridiculous, which $39.99 would have been a good price. $14.99 is a phenomenal price. But today is $9.99.
Just buy them.
So less than £10 for some electric scissors. And you can plug them in.
Thank you so much, Liam, because that is amazing. Now, try them out. At a tenner, it's worth...
A tenner,
With free P&P as well.
See,
we didn't think about that, did we? When we were thinking about the price of £10.
Yeah, Scott's not going to be happy with that, is he?
No.
Well, Scott did the P&P, but he didn't do $9.99. He probably thought, oh, well, it's at $14.99. That covers the postage.
It's not very often that we get Liam here. It's the first time he's been on Sewing Street in the 5 years that you've worked in this building.
It is, yeah. It actually is.
And how long have you been at Hobby Maker? From the start?
Yeah,
Were you
from
there
the
at
start, yeah,
Prior
yeah.
to that, though,
Jewellery maker.
Jewellery Maker, you may have heard of Munch before.
Yes, Munch. John Scott always talks about me
As Munch.
because I used to be short and fat. I'm still short, not as round. A little bit round.
He used to call you Munch.
Yeah.
He still calls you Munch. He still calls me
calls me-
Jedward. He still calls me Jedward because I used to have my quiff in all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember.
Yeah, I remember the quiff. Yeah, we go way back.
Oh, well done. As predicted, the phone lines
Yeah.
have gone crazy, so please get to the web of the app if you can. There's 400 people who have got them in their basket at the moment.
I should say as well...
Limited edition in this colourway.
Yeah, when this colour sells out, so if it sells out on Hobby Maker or Sewing Street, it is gone.
Play again.
Now, can I also do something else as
Yeah.
well? Because I've done a little surprise. I said to Vix beforehand, I was like, I've done something naughty, and nobody knows about this, including Scott, you. Ben doesn't know.
Okay.
So, something
So
else
good.
that is
They are
very, very handy to have
Yeah.
is these cutter-bee scissors.
Cutter-bees. Now, these are lovely little embroidery
Yeah,
snips.
so embroidery
or just
snips.
handy scissors to have by your sewing machine.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
At your craft
They
desk.
are, and they are they're
never seen
super,
this
super
brand.
sharp. So this is from American Crafts again.
Okay.
It's called EK Tools. And they do loads of really cool things. They do punches and all sorts. But the scissors is their best sellers of all time.
Right.
Across all of their products.
Oh, they're sharp
cutter-bees.
right to the point,
Yeah.
aren't they?
So that's the big thing, is they're all the way to the tip, and you can do very precise cut-in. Obviously, they're good for your fussy cut-in and things like that.
For us as sewers, if you're
And it has
sewing
a
into a
cover.
curve or, you need to sew right up to your stitch line,
other
these
way.
are perfect. So they come with the
yeah, because they
protective
are
cover.
so sharp.
Okay.
Now, $12.99 is where they always are. If you go onto the websites, elsewhere you can find them for $11.99 all the time because they are that good sellers, right?
Yeah.
I've recently just brought these back in stock, and we brought 5,000 of them,
Okay.
which means that we can do them for $6.99. Right. However, when I say I was naughty, if you put $6.99, that's your price on the cutter bees.
Yeah, we'll do it.
But if you add the cutter bees into your basket and the electric scissors, you get an extra 20% off. So it makes them £13 and something, doesn't it?
What?
Because that's $9.99 plus $6.99. That is, how much is that? $16.98. Take away 20%.
Right, hang on. If I've already just bought these,
Yeah, and
can
you
I
put
now
that-
add these
yeah,
to my basket?
Yeah, and it'll discount.
Oh, this
20%.
is good. No way, Liam.
Yeah.
So hang on.
So that means that's 13 something, right?
Ben doesn't even know this. He's scrambling for his
He's going calculator.
Have you set it up already, though?
Yeah,
so
it's always saying in the
automatically does
background.
it?
Yeah. So Ben,
Thank
if you add them
you.
both to your basket now on your website, it'll.
He's here to make
it'll do
friends,
it.
can you tell?
Here to make friends, yeah, because you never know, they might ask me back.
He's here because he didn't look after my husband on a stag do a few weeks ago.
I tried
You're
to.
missing.
I tried to.
This is amazing. So, if you're getting both, what
Yeah.
does that mean then? How much are we paying for both, Ben? £13.58.
And I'll put it out there. If anybody that watches Hobby Maker is watching, I'm sorry because you've never got cutter bee scissors for essentially
$6.99. That's
Well, now it's
crazy.
£3 something because
Oh, wow.
if you add both of them, it's what was it? 13.
£13.58.
So
for both.
£3.58 for your cutter bees.
Well,
and they
they're
are
supposed
literally
to be £15.
Well, they're meant to be $39.99. Really.
Oh my word! What are we doing? Free B&B as well today. Free B&B. I love the fact that we're getting so many new customers in. Fingers crossed, we're getting a lot of people who do. Of course, crafty people don't just do sewing,
No,
don't just do
everybody-
paper crafts. So
yeah.
it's lovely that we're all in the same building. We all have different stocks. So for once, it's nice to be able to say,
like
let's share.
cross-pollinate.
Yeah. Well, we've never had these on Sewing Street,
Honestly,
have we?
so what I could reference these two of, which you might have had, is Fiskars scissors.
Yeah.
Kind of like Fiskars, but if I'm honest, and this is a personal favourite, these are better.
Right. Now you go to
In my
a lot
opinion,
of
yeah.
a lot of the trade events. You meet a
Yeah.
lot of the suppliers as being head of the content and
planning and content
Okay.
manager.
So you must get
head of Hobby Maker.
loads of.
If we say it enough, It might happen.
Hobby maker. So if you, Scotty's watching, by the way.
Yeah.
He's gonna be,
Yeah. He'll be probably sat there going, what?
So you go to a lot, and I bet you get sent a lot of products as well.
Oh, we get sent so much product. And
you say these are the best little scissors?
Yeah, in my opinion, these are 100% the best because they cut right to the edge and they are so sharp.
Look, there's your hobby maker team all waving
There's
to
the
you.
hobby maker team. They are so sharp, and it is the fact that they cut right to the edge. So I'll do it on card, but you can do it on fabrics as well. So you're not going to get, like, if you're doing, like,
You
really...
can see they've got, like, this micro tip on the end,
I don't know
haven't
if
they?
you can go close, Bruce.
Yeah, you can. Of course you can.
There you go. Whoa! He can't go close. There you go. Yeah, they cross over, so they're going to cut right to the end.
And they are sharp to the point.
Yeah.
We always need a good pair of
But
scissors.
I would have both because they are...
Wow, yeah.
They're both epic.
Those electric scissors for a tenner,
Oh,
that is
yeah.
crazy. And free P&P
And free
today.
P&P. So for $13.58, you can get 2 pairs of scissors, but completely, they do different things.
Now, I'll remind you, just for today, in this auction, if you're buying the electric scissors and you're also adding the cutter bees in, you're getting an additional 20% off.
Yeah,
I can't believe that.
A little bit naughty.
That's brilliant.
It's Vix's birthday, and we go way back.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to think, have you got me a birthday card before? I'm only joking, of course you have. Of course you have. I would rather this deal over any birthday. This is brilliant, isn't it? Free P&P, birthday deals galore, and Liam's here just to make friends.
Yeah, just to make friends. So then hopefully they'll go, oh, can we have that guy back?
And you're trying to get people as well watching your channel,
yeah.
Hobby Maker.
Yeah, tune in at 1 o'clock if you're interested in paper crafts.
I want to just try these cutter bees, just snipping into a little bit of fabric if you don't mind.
Yeah, do you want to... Yeah.
If you got
I'm
the
gonna have a
electric
go at
scissors, add the cutter bees in as well, and you're getting another further 20% off. Oh, yeah, like a knife through butter. They cut beautifully. And you're so right. If you're cutting snips into your curves, if you're just having a pair of really lovely scissors that you want next to your sewing machine to snip away some excess threads, this is perfect.
This is heavyweight.
And they
I've
are,
just gone
look.
through 2 lots of that.
Did you? I was going to ask about multiple layers, but I thought, maybe that's going a bit far for a pair of £10 electric scissors.
It still goes it quite well. It gets stuck on the thread sometimes when it's 2 lots, but it's still doing it. And also, if you've got the fabric on the desk and you're doing it, then it will work.
They're lovely, and they're really lovely and lightweight as well. Your cutter bee scissors are just £6.99, but with an additional 20% off. Now, we'd love to have you for longer, but we've got 20 minutes left, and you have jam-packed this show.
I have put a lot in. So should we do these? Because I think this is when Hayley Marshall Say, who is the sales manager of Sewing Street.
Hey, the
mum of Sewing Street, as Ben says, saw these. She was like, these are perfect for designing quilts, things like that. So we'll do the big one first.
These are
which is
brilliant.
23 by 17.
All your inches as well. Quilters, all your inches are all marked out as well. So if you're designing your own blocks, if you're using it for templates as well, actually, you could absolutely draw out templates, copy out templates with it as well.
That's what Hayley was saying.
It's actually quite thick, isn't it?
Because what it's used for on Hobby Maker is you can actually paint and watercolour on this and put your paints down.
Oh, lovely.
And then once you finish, you just rip it off and then...
How many sheets do you get on
here?
So
in this one, you're going to get 50 sheets in total.
Oh, fantastic. We've never had this on Sewing Street before.
No, it's brand new.
$29.99?
Nah, it's
free
half price.
P&P?
$14.99. And it's just perfect. I think it's one of them where it's actually across both channels.
Oh, it does. It's just handy to have. I mean, they're really lovely quality paper sheets, but because it's got the grid on there, brilliant for templates, brilliant for using it to design your own blocks as well. Dressmakers, quilters, patchworkers, all bag templates that you want to trace out, £14.99.
And also, like, on the back, it's blank as well, so then you could use it for other things.
Oh, well, I'd just be getting some for the kids just to be able to colour on at that price.
Even, like,
that's so good for 50
paper
sheets.
piecing as well. Could you use that for that?
Yeah, you could actually.
Where you do it and then cut them out, because it's quite thick, isn't it?
Yeah, you could, to do your hexes.
Yeah.
Look at you, knowing all your sewing
It's about the only term that I do know in sewing.
Absolutely. For your English paper piecing, you could. This is nice, thick quality paper, just $14.99. These are just to add to your order now. I knew it was going to be a busy show, but I don't think any of us were quite prepared. Did we prepare the call centre for this?
No. So they'll probably be angry as well when we go.
ringing.
And in fact, there's the
phones are
phone.
ringing. The call centre.
Call centre are actually calling. Oops.
Half price today at $14.99. We have the smaller size available as well. Just to save you queuing again, if you're a prime position in the queue, you can get the smaller pad if you want to try it out.
Yeah, so the smaller one is, 15 by 9 inches. And it's perfect for, like you say, if you've got a smaller area, working space, things like that. And the smaller one, Ben...
Oh, they've just rang to ask to direct people to the website because they are really, really oversubscribed. Ben said, I've never actually had the call centre ring and say, please, 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 can you get people to call?
Or use the app. The app.
Yeah, the app. Tap the app. Get on the web.
And if not, if you do want to speak to someone, then you just have to wait.
Yeah,
a little bit
please
longer.
bear with us. It's a free phone line number.
free,
Just
yeah.
stay there. Just put them on speakerphone. Just have it, to the side, and your call will get answered. I mean, we're not talking about, when you ring the doctor's surgery in the morning at 9:30, and you have to. I was on the phone for 48 minutes.
48
trying to
minutes.
wait.
Yeah, I don't think. Hopefully, it won't be that long.
No, but just stay there anyway. Just stay there waiting. Now, these are the smaller ones now, Ben. Should we go on to the 15-inch one? 15 by 9. So if you've got a smaller workspace, it's great that they just tear away as well.
Yeah, it is tear away. And also,
it.
because this is smaller, what it is, it still should be $29.99. We're going to do it for $14.99, Ben. But you get 100 in this one.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
You basically get double the sheets.
Brilliant. You're getting 100 sheets in there. We've never had these on Sewing Street before, and they are brilliant. No, $14.99, half price today. Ignore the fact that it says $4.95 on your P&P. Not only are we doing these deals, use the code Vicky.
Yeah, what is the code, Vicky?
Vicky, and you get free PP, and that's all day till midnight tonight.
Till midnight?
So even if you're thinking, oh gosh, I was in a queue, if you're watching on a queue,
yeah,
Vicky with an I, V-I-C-K-I. If you are watching if you are watching on a replay this evening and you're thinking, oh, there's no queue, so I'm going to call up now, add these to your order. Or if you missed out on anything through the show, it's worth calling up throughout the day. It's £14.99, and that's for 100 sheets. Reminder, electric scissors, a tenner. Cutter biz, $6.99. Buy the two, you get 20% off.
Extra, $13.58.
Unbelievable.
That is actually a bit...
Bex, you're still in there. Now, this is thick paper. This is really heavy-duty paper with a lovely grid on it, 1 inches.
Yeah.
You could use this for your template, transferring templates off, couldn't you?
Oh, that's a good idea as well, isn't it?
That's A3 size, isn't it? Or bigger?
I think it's slightly bigger than A3.
Even
because
better.
that's what, 21 inches, so that is bigger, isn't it?
And the one that we've got at the moment is 17 by 11, which is larger than your A4.
Yeah.
But what about drawing out your own quilt blocks, designing your own templates?
And then you can just
for designing
rip them off when you're finished.
Yeah. 100 of those. Cross-stitch charts.
Cross-stitch charts. That's a good one, the cross-stitch charts.
The other side's completely plain as well. So if you do just want to do some, use it as you wish, to write notes on there. We're now channeling our inner Janet Clare, our designer, our fabric designer who's been on. And I mean, her designs are fantastic. You can absolutely start making your own designs. They're perfect, and we've never had them on Sewing Street before, so I like the fact that we've got something a little bit different. I know that Bex uses graph paper all the time when she's designing her Amber Makes projects.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think they're good for both. So if you do both crafts, they're perfect.
Yeah.
But if you just do sewing, they're also good as well.
What I'd be saying is, normally something like this is going to cost you a bit in P&P. It's really heavy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's an awkward size.
Just rub it in, Vic,
Make the most of it whilst it's free P&P.
All that postage, that's now free.
Hobby Maker are now,
Hobby Maker's paying for the postage on those ones.
Thank you. Right, you've got more goodies. Can we do the bags?
Can
we do the bags? The amount of messages I have
we'll do this bag
personally
first.
had about bags that are on the set.
Yeah.
And I've said, sorry, they're Hobby Makers,
We have got these coming up. But these bags...
I love this bag.
This is, again, from American Crafts, which is We Are Makers.
Kat owns this bag.
Yeah, Kat owns this bag.
I
many
have
people.
admired this from afar. I'm going to get it today. I'm treating myself. I love this.
Cherry owns this bag as well, who is sales manager on Jewellery Maker.
This is a great baby bag, Right, craft bag.
Yeah, craft bag. So, first things first, you've got covers, you've got pockets there. Then, if you pop this open here, there's a hidden compartment there, which you can put bits in there that you want to maybe keep them a secret.
There are so many pockets.
Then, you've got inside. Now, this is where it gets very clever. So, inside, It doesn't look like a big area there, does it? However,
Yeah.
on the back, there's another secret compartment where you unzip this.
This is great, isn't it? Because,
And it's got all this space down here. Now, if you just go, do you know what, I don't like that, I want it to be one area, well, you unzip it, and now, one big area. Obviously, you'd zip that bit up there. Now it's one big area.
Yeah.
Then you've got side pockets, so you've got a big side pocket
No. Oh, my word.
here. So side pockets there, which is huge.
Yeah.
And then a couple more that size.
Yeah.
You've got one there,
More side
one
pockets.
there.
Got elastic in there as well to keep your pens and bits and bobs in
It's
there.
basically, it was designed by crafters for crafters.
It is
of
heavy
all
duty.
types. You can put machines in there as well, like a little die cut machine. Like,
Yeah.
So I know you've had the Gemini Juniors and
Yeah.
stuff. That'll fit in the back.
Yeah, or just, you know, if you want to be able to section off, this is really structured as well. It's nice and
it's
solid,
not,
so it's going to protect all
yeah.
of your crafting bits that you've got. The code is Vicky with an I, VICKI, if you're using it. If you've got any issues, please speak to the team. What I would do is I'd wait till after 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Don't worry if your P&P's already paid, your P&P is saying it's paid, because we don't take payment till midnight.
Yeah.
So if you want to wait until this afternoon, give them a call when it's a little bit calmer, and then they will be able to take your P&P off if you're struggling with the code for whatever reason. But as far as we're aware, the P&P code is working. It's Vicky with an I, VICKI. This is on two-way split pay.
It is, and this is where it
£80.
gets a bit naughty, because it's not $79.99, it's $39.99. So actually, your split pay is $19.99.
Oh, no. There's only 40. There's only
I know we don't
left.
do it on Sewing Street, but we don't do it on Hobby Maker
Split pay's
either.
normally over £100.
Yeah, well, it's there now.
That's
so
so
you can't-
good.
No going back now.
Now, I know how many people have asked for this bag. It's a really lovely rucksack, even just to be able to have... We were actually having to hide them from set because I had so many messages.
Really?
We had so many messages that it was getting a little bit frustrating for us, that we were like, it's not with us. It's not with us. We're taking it off set, sorry. But it's a lovely looking bag as well, isn't it?
And it's big enough to put all your craft supplies in it, but not too big.
See, do you know, I'm going to Portugal in a few weeks on a hen do, and I'm just taking one bag with me. I bet that's a good...
Yeah.
That would probably fit as you carry on one.
Yeah, surely. Depending on which airline as well.
Yeah, check with your airline. But it's all lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
We are makers. And is there another pouch under here?
Yes,
Oh,
that's
there
like
we
a
go.
little secret pouch so maybe that's where you put your coins or something like that, because it's then
Your phone or
because
your
you
keys
can
or
zip it
something,
and then
it's zipped and all
Velcro it as
concealed.
well.
Now, obviously, this is going wild on the Isles as well. This is limited stock. It will sell out today. We've managed to get as many as we possibly can at that deal. Half price today, $39.99, or on 2 split pays of $19.99. You're not paying your P&P with the code. I love it with the grey and the pink. Go on. £19.99. Oh, okay. Speak to the team. We'll get it sorted anyway.
We'll sort it.
We'll sort it. If any of the Hobby Maker items you're struggling with the P&P code, we will sort it.
That might be why, but we'll fix that when we go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secure it now so you don't miss out. Your P&P will be taken off.
I think
We'll
it's
sort
only
it
a
out.
button we've got to click, so it's fine.
Fantastic. Thank you, Liam.
Should we do another bag?
Well, this is my favourite one.
This is the one.
This is the one that's got the USB charger
Yeah, it
in
does.
it. I love this bag.
So-
You've never seen this before.
So this bag
This
is
is
actually
Freeview's.
is different, Ben. That's why. So this is technically. Well, so Ben's saying, why is it more affordable? Don't know.
Oh, I mean,
But
I
it
love
is.
doing this. I love doing this.
Now, straight away, we'll tell you. We'll go straight down now. There is only black and pink left. So let me grab the pink.
Oh, there are 2 colours.
There was at one point, when
It's
we did
all-
them on Hobby Maker, 3 colours. There was a black, a blue and a pink.
There's a frame in the top.
Yeah.
So it really is lovely
So
and secure.
that's one of the bits that I really love, is the frame, because,
Yeah.
like you say, it holds its shape then.
Yeah.
Now, the pink will come with the Dream is X Hobby Maker logo on.
Yeah.
But if you don't want the logo there, just cover it up with something. You could, like, I don't know, do
Yeah.
a little fabric
Yeah, pick it off.
design or something, or pick it off, yeah. But inside, you've got loads of space again and loads of different compartments. You've got, like, a bit there that's almost like a waterproof
But it's all white
type
clean,
one.
isn't it, as
And it's
well?
white clean, yeah.
Look at the padding on the back. Even the
The
back
padding, it'll help with your back and everything.
is lovely. Can you see? That's all really lovely and soft on your back.
You've also got like a little secret compartment here, which you could put like, again, like your valuables.
Okay.
You've got pockets both sides that you could put like your drinks in or something like that, like you know your flasks.
Yeah.
And then at the front, you've also then got a big compartment with loads of little sections in.
That's fantastic.
And then on the back there's one there as well, so there's another pocket there. And then you also get this little pouch.
Oh, a little purse as well.
Like a little purse pouch.
Love it.
And
there's a little cord as well, an extra.
So many people have asked us what these are.
What are these for?
So these, you put them around a chair. So let's say you're at a craft fair and you want to hang it on the back of the chair. You wrap them around the chair like that, and then it'll hang on the back of your chair. Yeah, a wheelchair. Brilliant. Or like a pram or anything.
Pram.
Basically anything that wraps around.
Oh, as a pram, that is brilliant. Now, it also has a USB in here. So if you want to charge your phone, you can put a power pack onto it. Oh.
Yeah, so it comes out here. So
right, I'm with you.
So what it is, so let's say you plug your power bank in there, so you get your power bank, plug it in there, and then you can just plug the USB into here. You can charge your phone on the go whilst you're walking around. Or if you've got your electric scissors, you can have this on the back of your chair, plug it into your bag, and then chop away.
Yeah. Oh, this is brilliant.
And it's not $59.99. We're going to do the same price we did when we launched these. And this was during Hobbymaker's birthday.
Okay.
And it was $29.99.
Oh, wow. Wow. Honestly, these bags
silly
are
price. But there's not many
quality.
pink left.
And remember, they are made for crafters. They're designed by crafters.
Yeah.
Hayley at Dreamies
was the ones that designed them in collaboration with us.
They're really I mean, look, you've even got those secret pockets on the side, extra storage here for a crafter or just to have as a gift for somebody, a work bag, a university, going to college, going to school.
They're just nice bags, aren't they? And they're really well made. The quality in them. I can't tell you how many different designs I've got upstairs. I've got a massive box just full of different ones that we were like, no, don't like that. Can we change that? Can we do this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you're very picky, aren't you?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people up in the team as well who know what they need, what they know, what they want as a crafter. You've got everything, even the elasticated pockets on the side to put your water bottle or your flask. That's a genius idea.
And then another zip there. I don't really know what that zip does because it goes into the flask, but maybe it's so you can put things in there as well. You could use it as a pocket, not just a flask.
Yeah, brilliant. Just so you know, that pink is sold out. I'm calling it sold out. I think there's literally 2 left to be allocated.
We'll have to take them off set now, haven't we?
Yeah, if you do love this colourway, honestly, this has been one of the most requested items that I've seen on our set for forever. We have so many people asking about these bags.
To the point where I keep getting, before we launched them, I kept getting messages from the call centre being like, can you tell us when this is on? I'm like, no, because we don't know.
We don't know.
We're all waiting for them to arrive.
Make the most of them because they're not Sewing Street products. These aren't items that we're going to be able to bring you on a regular basis. It's just literally because Liam is here. Now, we've got 5 minutes of madness.
5 minutes and we've got 2 things.
Okay.
Right, we'll very quickly do this. Now, the ribbon cutter, you've seen the ribbon cutter before.
I've never seen a ribbon cutter.
Have you not?
No.
I love the ribbon cutter. Now,
right, what's a ribbon cutter? Literally...
So, when you're... what ribbon's this?
That's a thick ribbon.
This is a thick ribbon. It might not work, but we'll give it a go. Oh, no, I think it might work. Now, when you cut it normally, sorry that I'm cutting it with fabric scissors. No, not fabric scissors, paper scissors. Everyone at home is probably going, what are you doing? See how it starts to fray?
Yeah.
Now, with a ribbon cutter, this is battery operated again, so let's stick our batteries in.
Look at you, all organised, ready with your batteries.
Well, I'll be honest, I wasn't. It was I had to ask Dan about 2 seconds before we were coming live, being like, have you got any batteries?
Okay, so it runs on just your normal there.
Yeah, so it's 4 batteries in total. Ah, yes, lovely. Dan's just brought me some other ribbons. So, 4 batteries, and then you switch it on. You see how the light's on now, and now another safety feature of this is when you lift it up too far, it goes off.
Oh.
So these have to connect down here.
Now, is this heating up?
Yeah, so that's heating up. So
fabulous.
You probably won't be able to see it on TV. In fact, if I do that, there you go. You see how it's now starting to glow red?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay.
Now, so let's start with this ribbon because we know this ribbon's going to work because it's different. So obviously, depending on the way you cut it, you literally just put it down, press it, and then it's done. But what it's also doing, because it's heating, it's sealing it. So it won't fray. It's never going to fray because it's full on sealed both ends.
I've never seen one of these before.
And literally, it's just a 2-second job. You just push it down and that's it. It's done. And it's sealed it and cut it at the same
It's cutting
time.
it and sealing it.
Now, let's see whether it does this, but this is very thick.
That's
it's
like
not
a
really
Hessian.
ribbon, it's more Hessian, is it?
Yeah.
So it might not work, but
We'll try it.
we'll give it a go. In fact,
worked.
there you go. It's not done that bit because I didn't put it in too far enough. So let's try again.
That's
There you go.
worked.
So it has worked. Wow, look
That's
at that.
cut
And it's sealed. Yeah.
Which with a Hessian, that would be, everywhere. Oh my gosh. That is brilliant. Right, we're at $29.99. Not your price.
$14.99.
Really?
Half price, yeah. And it's just it's one of the reason why we ended up getting this on Hobby Maker is Julie Peplow, who is upstairs, is one of our guest designers, but also works in my team.
Yeah.
Was talking about a ribbon cutter, and she was like, it's one of her favourite things. We've brought this about 9 times over and over again because it's just a
Keep
really
selling
good
out on
seller.
Hobby Maker, and we've never had it on
Yeah.
Sewing Street, and we work with ribbon all the time, don't we? So this is brilliant to just have as another. I don't like the word gadget because you presume that it's a bit of a novelty or not as useful, whereas actually that's going to do the job really, really well and speeds up your time.
What We Are Makers are very good at doing is designing things. So they'll look at a problem and go, what's everyone's problem? I.e., in this instance, they've gone, when you cut ribbon, it frays.
Yeah.
OK, let's design something that actually works and makes it easier.
And so it's got the cutter in there where you're pressing down and then it's
literally
sealing
just
it.
as you just press it.
And because of the width of this as well, you can do really thick
that's
ribbon.
a thick.
You've just seen
that's
there.
a thick ribbon, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just got to make sure that you get them on both sides, and then
Yes, seconds. Oh, these are all going to sell out today. All of your products have been very, very popular.
Should we do the last one?
Yeah, let's do it before we run out of time.
Now, this is the Sizzix Big Shot. Now, you may have seen machines like this before. So the reason why I've brought this one on is because it's not just for papercraft. It's got a wider mouth. You'd obviously, when it comes, you've got to put your screw your handle on. You get the plates, but this is a wider mouth, so it's wider than your, say, your Gemini and things like that, because this will use with your big dies, which are for fabric. And I know that Sewing Street are bringing some of those from Sizzix. Not $135.99, it's $89.99, which is a silly, silly price. And
introductory kind of offer.
Yeah.
And look, I love the
design.
print. It's lovely, isn't it?
But they're great. So I would say get ahead of this, get ahead and get one of these now, ready for when you need your big dies.
Honestly, I work with Sharon, who is one of the ambassadors for Sizzix, and she really champions this brand. She uses the hand crank ones all the time.
Well, it doesn't do as much pressure and stuff sometimes, so actually it lasts longer. On your plates and things.
And I love the fact that it has got that wider opening so you can fit your larger dies through. Your
Especially
big dies.
for like if you're doing like making quilting and things like that, and you want to do all your different patterns and dies. But
Amazing. Honestly, Liam, I cannot thank you enough. What a treat.
Thank
what a
you.
treat.
Thanks for having me.
Check out your baskets. Don't worry about the code. If you're having issues with the P&P code, it will get sorted. I think it's because some of the products are Hobby Maker.
I will do it as I come off now.
Thank you very, very much. Oh,
Thank
lovely
you.
to see you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very
tomorrow.
much. What an amazing show. Now is the time, by the way, to go back through, have a look at everything that we've had through the show, from the electric scissors, the cutter bees, the paper pads, everything that we've had has been really popular. So, have a look back underneath us on the web. And we'll see you back with Janet Clare right after this.
Here at Sewing Street, we only charge one P&P throughout the day. You can add as many items to your basket and check out and still only be charged once. Once you've checked out the first time and want to order again, you simply add the item to the basket and click on the Combine Order button. Remember, standard P&P is £4.95. Charges may differ for outside the UK. Or upgrade to our premium option for £6.95 on certain items. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Hi everyone, Andy here, and I'm very excited to tell you about our next Craftopia event that's taking place from Friday, May the 23rd to Sunday, May the 25th at the lovely Abbey Hotel in Redditch. 4 workshops with some of the best tutors available in the crafting world today, bringing you a little bit from all 3 of our channels. That's Hobby Maker, Jewellery Maker and Sewing Street. And what's even better, the price includes all your accommodation, all your workshops, all your meals, all your snacks and a goodie bag worth over £200. And this year, for the first time, we're excited to bring you Friday night crafting with lots of surprises in store. So your talented tutors for the weekend are Julie Peplow, introducing you to the world of card making, Carla Bagshaw, who'll be inviting you to make your own memory albums. We also have Catherine Wright, who'll be introducing you to hand sewing, and Debbie Kershaw, introducing you to the wonderful world of jewellery making. And here's the best part, you won't need to bring anything at all because everything is included. So you can join us for the entire weekend, or just part of it. Or if you just want to come to the workshops, we've got ticket options for everyone. All you need to do is to visit the website and search out Craftopia. Or you can email me directly, andy.love@hobbymaker.co.uk. As always, places are limited, so make sure you don't miss out and book your tickets now. And join us for the best craft weekend ever, from Friday, May the 23rd to Sunday, May the 25th. I look forward to seeing you there.
Our UK-based call centre is always on hand to assist you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
A lot of people get terrified when they see a commercial pattern and they see all the lines, all the dots, all the triangles, have no idea what it means. Well, watch now and I'll show you. So the first thing you're going to do is decide what size you're going to cut out. And then it's really important that you follow that line on every single pattern piece that you cut. As you can see here, they're marked up by a different pattern and also the number. When you first open the pattern, you must choose the size that you're making. And whatever you do, you stick to that size. So all the different sizes have a different marking, either a long dot, a small dot, a dash, a dot and a dash or something like that. Always stick to the same size on all the pattern pieces. And the notches, all of the notches are there for a reason. All the little triangles and all the circles are there to be copied, and they must be transferred onto your main bit of fabric. Whenever you see this symbol here, I know it's written down here, but sometimes it's not written. Those two arrows on a square, they are always cut on the fold. And what you do is you fold your fabric in half, you lay this line along the fold mark, and you're cutting the whole piece out in one. And then what's very important, if you want to lengthen or shorten a pattern, don't just add it to the bottom. What you do is you take this line here, and to make it longer, you cut the pattern through there, you open it up by how much you want to extend it by, put a piece of pattern paper behind it, and then redraw this line in here so that it's an even line. Because as you see, the bottom of the pattern isn't a straight line, and if you were just to add to that, it would throw the waist seam. What you need to do is extend it or shorten it from that line, then you keep the waistline. Obviously, I've just shown you the blouse, but the same principles apply for the sleeve. Remember, the back of the sleeve always has two notches, the front always has one notch, and also the skirt, because the notches will match up to the seams that are in the bodice. So make sure you always follow all the lines on the pattern.
Sewing Street's designer block competition is back. Use the fabric on our bespoke panel to make your very own quilt block masterpiece. 12 lucky winners will be announced on Friday the 20th of June. Each winner will receive a £100 credit to your Sewing Street account. Your block will be proudly exhibited at the Festival of Quilts 2025. Sewing Street's designer block competition.
Did you know that we can deliver to over 20 different countries worldwide, spanning 4 continents from the UK to Australia? Check out our website for the list of countries and delivery costs. Sewing Street, stitching the world together. Never miss a show by watching on the go with the Sewing Street app. Head over to your App Store now and search Sewing Street and simply download to your smartphone or tablet. You can watch the shows live and see your favourite presenters and guests. Click on the Today button to shop all of the products that are featured in today's show. Want to know what's hot? Then click here to see today's bestsellers and highlights. Have you missed a show or want to watch one back? Then click the schedule button and you can go back 7 days to watch and shop, and you can also see what's coming up over the next 7 days. Want to say hello or ask a question to our guests? Then send a message to the studio. You can also keep in touch with all the latest news, events, product launches and much more by clicking here for our social media pages. Never miss a show by watching on the go with Sewing Street.
Hello, welcome back. Oh my gosh, you're tuning in on the right day. It is just brilliant, isn't it?
It is.
So good.
There's a lot of energy around today.
There is. It's lovely.
Yeah,
it's
really-
lovely to
it's
have
nice.
you here.
Thank you.
And with, I love this collection. You know how much I love the Bloom and Lovely collection. It's gorgeous. This is Rosie Posey.
Rosie
Let's move the
Posey.
balloons to the side so you can see. Absolutely stunning. I love this design, and this is one of our best sellers, actually, isn't it?
It's really popular.
back in stock.
It's such a classic quilt design. It's something you could make for a little girl for their first quilt that's not too twee or young, you know, can really grow with them. But it's calming and pretty and quite soft and delicate. And it's a basket quilt, which is one of those classic blocks that everyone loves. And again, it's set on points, so a bit like our Mariner's Compass, so a nice little skill builder.
But no foundation piece.
No foundation piecing, and it's really, really simple. And if you really wanted to make that as your first quilt, you could.
That's amazing, isn't it?
You
If you
could.
did want to do something, that just looks just perfectly balanced in colour as well. I love it with the... Now, normally, if I'm honest, a brown in there,
I know.
you would think, oh, really?
I know.
But it just works so well and it balances it out, doesn't
Just
it?
needed something to really sort of anchor
Ground
it
it,
down.
yeah.
And there's lots of brown in all the other prints, so it brings it all together. But it's half square triangles, and this is a stripe. So it's really, really simple. If you wanted to learn the skills and make it as your first quilt, you could.
There you get everything that you need in
You
your
do.
pack. So you have your lovely bag, and then included within here, I must remind anybody who's just tuning in, there's so much going on today. There are giveaways galore. Any purchase with Janet Clare, you are entered into Janet's prize draw because we're celebrating 3 years of Janet Clare on Sewing Street. You are automatically entered into a prize draw to win a Zoom workshop with Janet Clare that's happening later on in the year. You'll get all the details if you are the lucky winner. Somebody, very lucky viewer, is going to be chosen at random, someone who has been watching either the 9 a.m. or the 11 a.m. show and purchased during those shows to be involved in one of the sewing machine Zoom workshops to learn how to do free motion, drawing with your sewing machine. So exciting.
fun.
Now, in your kit, you are getting your pattern. You are getting oodles of fabric. I mean, loads.
Lovely, lovely fabric. And again, it's that really soft. It's been digitally printed, so it's really, really soft and fine. Beautiful.
This is from the Bloomin' Lovely range.
Bloomin' Lovely.
And I love the little dog on the selvage because this was actually inspired by a chocolate Labrador,
You
wasn't
remember called Muffin?
it? With a purple collar on in the park.
And I brought the original drawing with me to show.
Fantastic. Is that with watercolours? then,
Yes.
that you've done this?
Yeah, so I really damp paper, little splits of watercolour and then some ink into it, so it all sort of merged, and you can see how nicely they've done it. And I put the little green ones at the end, so they've put it all together. So they really, really pay very close attention.
It is literally like for like, isn't it?
It is.
Now, with this, you're getting all the fabric that you need to make the finished quilt, which is an 85-inch square quilt. It's a great quilt, but also it's a manageable quilt.
It's a nice size, and it's a really livable size. It's not so big that you think, where am I going to put it or anything like that. You can literally take it with you on the back of the sofa, as a little play mat, on a baby bed. Well, not a baby bed, but, you know, a toddler bed. Really nice.
And all the different scales of print are sort of thought about when you're designing and when you're putting together a quilt. This is what I love about having you here with a quilt kit, is because sometimes I can't imagine all fabric designers are quilters.
No.
So they don't think about the different scales of prints and things like that that are important as quilters.
Most of the moda designers do work in patchwork and quilting, so we do understand the scale, but it's definitely a learnt thing, and I'm hopefully getting better as I go, because everything there has to be something interesting in every sort of inch of the fabric.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, you can work and keep these prints whole and big, but really you need, if you're cutting it down, you need some little pop of colour or an element. And look at this. This is my drawing.
Literally
painting
identical.
that I
It's
saw.
amazing. This is the fantastic thing with the digital printing as well, isn't it? Is they really can get it spot on.
They can get it spot on now, because when you're screen printing, there's a limit to how many screens they'll use and how many, the colours sort of overlap. But there is no barrier. So every little detail is in the fabric.
So you're getting so much fabric. I mean, enough to be able to make the whole of the quilt. Is this going to be this one then, here?
So it's here. It's the flowers in the
Oh, yes. Oh, so this is the exact colourway, this is the exact
It's
position that you're going to be doing.
Yes.
Brilliant.
It's quite rare for me.
Well, sometimes it comes back and it's very difficult then when you're working with your stocks to get it exactly the same. So as a bestseller, this is back and it's exactly the same as the one on the wall. There's loads of you who have got these in your basket. I know that this was selling really well on pre-order as well before. If you missed out on the Rosie Posey quilt before, it's £185. We've also put it on split pay for you. And it's free postage and packaging today. Make the most of it.
That's a big treat, actually, isn't it? Because that's the sort of thing that puts you off buying something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's, it's that more again.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're getting so much fabric. They're the same prints.
They're the same prints, just in a different colourway. And then you've got the lavender. And my lavender, there you go.
Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? And that's almost to scale as well, isn't it? Exactly the...
And I asked for it to be crossed over because...
is that a directional print?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't put it in repeat. I give an idea of how it goes, and then I changed my mind. I said, "Oh, let's try it with them overlapping." So that's what they did. So yeah, it's just a pleasure from beginning to end. And it's all brought to you, which is good, because then we can show it off on TV and everyone can see it.
I don't actually know whether we've got any of this range left individually either. No, we don't. So the only way of being able to get this fabric is when Janet brings to us these lovely kits. Now, you're getting your full pattern. Am I working with... Oh, have you got a colouring sheet as well?
You've got a colouring sheet.
Yeah.
Now, this is something that I've been adding to our patterns because... there's so much you can do with a quilt pattern, and you know this, but there's so much you can do, and just by changing where you put the placement, the colours and everything will change all the secondary patterns and how it looks. So I'm always fascinated by the colouring sheet. So I did some play. So look at this, is exactly the same, just in black and white. So
brilliant.
If you've got the pattern, you've made the pretty version, you think, well, I just need to make something quickly for somebody else. There's lots and lots and lots you can do that makes it look really different. This is really very vibrant, and it doesn't look like a basket anymore. You don't have to keep it looking like a basket. And these are just two colours. So exactly the same construction, but it just downplays that sort of pretty basket of posies.
Yeah, that's a really good idea then. Once you've made it up once in the fabric, it just gives you then another chance to be able to use your pattern again and think about designing your own
Or you
colourways.
think, I've got this red that I've had forever, and I've got enough of it to replace the brown or whatever, and then you can colour it in before you cut into your fabric and play with where you want to place it. And then maybe you just think, well, I'm going to top it up with some yellow, and then you go and find some yellow to add to your stash. But yeah, it's really, really useful, and it's a nice thing to visualise how the quilt is constructed and how you can manipulate the blocks and everything.
And now this is also including your binding as well, isn't it?
Yes, everything to make the top. Everything to make the pretty top is in the kit.
Brilliant. Now, all of your fabric and your pattern. We also have the smaller kit. So that's your 85-inch. We also have the
63, I think it is.
64.
64. So the baskets are the same size, the construction's the same. The larger one has more baskets and the smaller one has less baskets. That's all it is. There's nothing more complicated than that. The maths is done for both, and I made the small baskets.
Ah, okay.
So I've got the small baskets there. And when you can use your leftovers. So this is the leftovers.
Brilliant.
From the set in triangles.
See, I love that you always think about, I don't want to use the word waste because there is never a waste.
There's never any waste. But if I have asked you to buy that quantity of fabric, I would like you, to have enough that you are confident in your cutting. So you're not thinking, oh my goodness, this is getting, you know. But you haven't got so much that you think, well, that could have been less. That could have been less. And also, if you have gone to the trouble of piecing something, then you think, well, that's enough to make a cushion. So I just made a cushion. Obviously, you don't have to. As you say, there's no real waste, but I like the fabric. It's precious. It's, you know, it's obviously something that will last forever, and we should use it up. That's the...
Sorry.
Too many cables. Too many cables, if you heard any of that. Yeah, so I think you should just treat it with respect and use it up and enjoy using it.
Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? This is such a great chance of being able to get this stunning fabric in your stash, making the smaller quilt, which is 64-inch square. But with your pattern anyway, you get all of your instructions, your cutting instructions.
For both.
For both.
Yes, for both.
Great.
So you're just making more. And of course, if you wanted to make an even smaller quilt, you can. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, you've got plenty in there. So you have to choose the small kit or the big one.
Or pattern on its own. Pattern is available on its own. If you've got different colourways, you do get your colouring in sheet in there, so you can start playing with your own stash, what you've got.
Stash.
That's it. See what you've got already, and that you're thinking, oh, do you know what? I've actually seen a fabric that would go really well with this, and it doesn't need to be floral.
No, it doesn't. And actually, if you're using your own thing, you could decide not to do this stripe and just replace that with a whole square.
Right, okay.
It's up to you. But obviously, I've written the pattern to get that exact result, which is the beauty of a kit, isn't it? You think, I like that. I can just sit down. Step 1, I've done it. Step 2, and you just methodically work your way through.
And so you say this is all done on point?
It's all on point. Yeah, so this is where these triangles come in.
Okay.
So this row here starts with a triangle, and I've just pieced a stripy square. I've got a demo for that. And then you've got one basket, then a stripy square, then another basket, and then another triangle.
Amazing.
And you're setting it up on that diagonal like that.
And does that make a difference when you're quilting or when you're putting it to...
You haven't really got, because you're making the blocks aren't biased, they're ordinary squares. Right. And then when you're seaming them, it doesn't really stretch that much. What you're going to do is be really, obviously you're still careful where your, you know, the diagonal rows meet, the blocks meet, but it's not like it's going to stretch anymore. You've got triangles to set in, so they're important to get those in right. But honestly, it's not any more difficult at all.
Yeah.
It's just, you get so used to doing boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Row, row, row,
when
row,
it
row.
starts to go, ooh, I think, oh my gosh, how am I going to put all these together?
But you're really just doing diagonal rows.
Now, this, you say, could be for a complete beginner, really?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you've got some cutting to do, which, you know, is a really good skill to have, but they're not tiny little pieces. You know, you're literally... you know, that size, making that square. So that's easy. And then it's half square triangles. And honestly, you can't really get far in the quilting world without knowing how to make a half square triangle.
Those are all really good skill builders as well.
All really good skill builders. And the blocks are stitched square. And then, as I say, you're sewing them up there. So actually, it's not really any more difficult than an ordinary other quilt.
We've got some demo as well with Rosie Posey, so we're going to jump into that in a minute. But can I just introduce, because these are absolutely flying out on pre-order, the zipped pouches. They are back in stock. Now, we've got Longshore, we've got Bon Voyage, and we've got Bluebell. The most popular on pre-order is Bluebell. Right.
She's having a moment.
Let me show you what you're making.
Yes. So these are in, the closest fabric we would have is the Longshore for these samples. So you are going to make 5 pouches. They're zipper, they're fully lined, and they've got really pretty backs. Really useful size, and each of the fronts is different. And I tell you, the order, this was a challenge. I challenged to see how much I could make out of one of these charm squares.
Oh, there's so many. This is a brilliant, useful pre-cut.
Really useful. So I challenged myself. So I started with the big one, and then I tell you the order that I made things in, because I got down to using all of my scraps. So even though this is like the second biggest, I actually made it last because I realised how many scraps I had left. So you can make a set of 5. I think there's 5. Maybe there's 4. Am I gone mad?
No, it says 5.
Oh, 5. Where's the little one gone?
Zip pouch front. So you've got your charm pack in here. You've also got all your lining fabrics. Is that right?
One's gone. I've left my little one.
Oh no!
Oh no!
So there's an even smaller one.
Even smaller one, which is half square triangles.
Oh, Tony's going to be messaging in.
Maybe it's caught up with my demo. But yes, there's an even smaller one. But this, if you're a beginner, this is a really good thing because you've got the zips, and maybe you've done zips before, but you've got the zips, you've got the lining, and then you've got these little pieces to do. And the beauty of starting with the 5-inch charm is that you're not cutting yards down. You know, you've already...
daunting part.
It is quite daunting. So you're in a good place to get going. So this one is the most similar to Longshore, and then you've got the Bluebell, which is the cyanotypes that I made.
Right. Was this during lockdown that you did cyanotypes?
No. When did I do? No, it was only a couple of years ago that I did the cyanotypes, and I had the best time learning how to do that with a lady called Dr. Kathy Corbishley-Michelle.
Wow.
Fabulous name. And I went to her house and we played in the garden all day.
Fabulous.
Because it's a form of photography using the sun, and it's completely addictive. Because you don't know what you're going to get until it sort of all develops. It's like being in a dark room, except you're in the garden. It's fantastic.
So you get a whole charm pack in here. You get
whole charm.
Your lining fabric.
All the line, and the lining fabric is really nice. It's not like cheap calico. It's really beautiful lining fabric, and you get nice backing fabric.
And all your zips included. So, and at the end of it, you've got really useful zippy pouches.
Really useful zippy pouches, and honestly, there's so many skills in here, and it's a nice gift to give, and it's a nice thing to make. I mean, you've got 5 presents here if you wanted to split them up. There's lots you can do. Really, really useful. Good fun.
Oh, and then when you've got your pattern, you'll think, oh, every time you see a charm square pack that comes out, you think, right, I know what I'm going to make with that.
I know what I'm going to make with that.
Yeah. Brilliant. Even if you're not a quilter, you can still have a go at dipping your toe into patchwork.
Exactly.
And enjoy the process without having, you know, to make yourself a huge quilt. Now, Longshore was the fabrics that we looked at earlier on in the amazing Mariner's Compass quilt. So if you loved that fabric range, we've got a Longshore kit for you to make the zippy pouches, which includes your 5-inch charm square, your lining fabric, the back fabric as well.
The backing fabric, everything's in there. So literally you just need thread.
Would you add any H640 or any
You could do.
stabilisers
I mean, I haven't put any wadding in there, and you could quilt it if you wanted to. I've just left it with the layers of the fabric. The pieced fabric gives it a bit more strength anyway, because of course you've got quite a few sort of seams in there. But they're really useful sizes. And the other thing is, even if you just wanted the measurements and the instructions for making a set of pouches, these could be whole cloth. I mean, they could be any fabric that you've got. You don't have to do the piecing.
Oh, yeah, once you've got that pattern, then you'll be making these for everybody. Christmas, for all sorts, in all of your fabric
It's one of those things that you get given a pouch and you think, what am I going to do with it? And suddenly you've got your makeup in one, you've got your charger in one, you've got your whatever, you know, you just need more and more and more of them.
Fabulous that you've got all the sizes included as well, all
There's
5
my
of them.
baby.
Oh,
We found it. I didn't leave it at home. So that's with the half square triangles.
So each of these is not just scrappy, you're going to be learning all of these really lovely blocks as well.
I didn't want to just make it all scrappy or all stripy. I literally, that's the last one. I was surprised how many scraps I had left over.
Fantastic.
I had enough to make the front. So there you go.
Love that.
It is a nice project, honestly. And it's always satisfying when you've got a challenge and you make it work. It's fun.
That's Longshore.
That's Longshore.
This one's beautiful, isn't it? Now, Bon Voyage.
Bon Voyage. So this one has got sort of rose-tinted little elements in it, and it's got a soft green in it, and you've got the rivers print and then the landmarks. Really good navy zips again. That one's sort of softer and prettier, that one.
Oh, this is
collection.
gorgeous. It is
With
gorgeous.
the postal stamps, yeah.
And this one, remind me of the...
So that was like a river.
Yeah.
So this was all about travelling, and it was all like the rivers and the boundary markers and sort of maps and the landmarks. I did bring some drawings with me. I thought I had some drawings with me.
If you do want the Bon Voyage kit whilst you're rooting in the...
I can have a little rummage
in the basement.
For
This one, we've literally got less than 20, in fact 16 of those kits remaining. And there's 18 of you who have got it in your basket. It's £55 and you're getting your pattern included as well. Pattern is available on its own today, but if you love these fabrics, this is the chance to do it. Oh, it was the bucket list.
It was the bucket list on the longshore I had. Yeah, I didn't have those. There you go. So, really nice project, and honestly, they're fun to make. They're really fun to make.
Oh, yeah. Anybody who loves Janet Clare's kits or patterns, but maybe slightly daunted by trying a big quilt, this is a really lovely way to do it. And you do get loads of fabric in there. You don't need to add any more from your stash, even your linings. I mean, if I'm honest, I'd be thinking, I will put my own lining in and I'm keeping that for something else because that's too nice.
You're too thrifty.
But then, use it as well.
Use it as well.
Yeah.
But every time you open the pouch, then it'll be lovely.
Yes, exactly. This is what I love about you. You're like, no, use all the posh stuff. I bet you burn your posh candles. Well, that was my New Year's resolution.
You're going to use your posh candles?
Yes, they're sitting in a cupboard, and I was like, right, I'm going to do it.
I dare myself to use it. It's like perfume, though. You keep something for best, and then it doesn't smell. It doesn't keep.
Yeah.
Like, and why isn't today best?
Exactly.
Today's best.
Right, pattern is available on its own as well. So if you do think, do you know what, actually, whilst I'm doing that Mariner's Compass,
While I'm doing that.
or whilst I'm doing this, I also do want another little project that I can just whip up. Half an hour.
Absolutely.
Got half an hour.
And don't forget, if you've got any like scraps left over from a quilt kit, you can be chipping away at one of those pouches as well. Start cutting it down into sensible sizes.
Absolutely. So this is your instruction set. You've got those 5 different blocks. I mean, they could be zippy pouches, but that could also be a little cushion.
Oh, yeah.
Or a block on a quilt.
Really could. Lots and lots of detailed instructions. This is my mum's, which I think we gave back to her. She made a set in geometry, and she did the little folded corners, so it's got slightly curved, and she's got really posh zipper ends.
Fabulous.
I know. Look there.
I don't think I've seen geometry collection either.
No, that was quite a while ago. But lots and lots of instructions in colour, so you can see where you're going, how it all gets laid out. So really useful pattern.
How long have you been designing for Moda, Janet?
It'll be 13 years in August, and I do 2 collections a year.
Wow.
It goes like that.
Wow. And is it a constant sort of treadmill of,
treadmill makes, you know.
That makes it sound like.
But it is a constant process.
Always, there's always.
So there's a collection that I'm designing. Then there's a collection that you're sort of refining the colour palette and waiting for the sample yardage for. These are all concurrent. And then I'm making the quilts with the sample yardage and developing the patterns. And then there's a kind of a long wait. And then you've got the fabric that's sort of live in the shops and on TV. Yeah. And then you've got the one that I know is coming up next. So I'm like 3 or 4 collections ahead.
And then having to spring back and forward
So I see things with fresh eyes because you think, well, at the time, you're so caught up in it. And then when it's here, you think, oh, yeah, that is actually quite nice. 2 years ago.
Lovely to be able to revisit
really
some of these.
lovely to revisit.
Instructions on their own, $99.99. Great one to have if you're brand new to Sewing Street. Maybe, you found us today. It is free P&P. Shop to win. You could win an Elna sewing machine today, as well as lots of other goodies. You could also win a chance to be on a workshop with Janet Clare as part of her giveaway for anybody who buys during Janet's shows. There's your details. Shall we jump into a bit of a demo of Rosie Posy, please,
Let's
Janet?
do a Rosie Posy demo. Rosie Posy, lovely, easy, calm. Right, first of all, we are going to talk through the triangles that you need here. So you're going to piece some complete squares, and they just look like this. This has been folded, so you need it to be ironed. And I have starched my fabric here, so you don't want anything to bend. So that will help you as well, particularly if you're a beginner.
Do you starch it before you cut it?
Yeah, I would starch like the whole yardage. Yeah, and then leave it to dry. And Rebecca said something earlier about when she was putting that the filmy stuff on her bag, like wait until it's cool before you move it.
Yeah.
It's the same with patchwork as well, because you're pressing to keep things in place, and then you're moving it while it's still warm.
So let it cool down.
Just let it cool down. So you're making these just stripes, and then you're going to cut them on the bias. But you haven't really got a very stretchy bias edge because you've only got that little bit, and then there's a seam. So they're actually pretty stable. So that's how you make the corners, and like half the quilt is that. So that's easy. You've done those, and then the rest is just different sizes of half square triangles and some little squares and things, and then you're good to go. So one large half square triangle is the bottom of the basket.
But you can see these large scale prints. You're not subcutting this into tiny pieces where you're losing it.
You're just
going to
lose
to cut this up.
Exactly, and you just there thinking, do you know what? So the block, let me show you what the block looks like before I start laying it all out on point and getting confused. And so you can see it all laid out, cutting it in different directions.
Oh, it's all lovely photographs as well, and diagrams.
And lots of diagrams. So I instinctively started putting my basket like this, where it would be in the quilt, but actually you're not piecing it on the bias, you're piecing it straight. So that goes there, and that goes there, and then you're just building it up, and nothing looks like it fits here because, of course, you haven't got the, you've got all the seam allowance on everything, so it always looks like that's not going to work, but it does, I promise you. So then you just build it up, and what you can do is if you've got those, like the covered boards that I've showed you in the first hour, you can layer up as many of these baskets as you like, and then just do a little process of getting them ready.
That
so
is such a
you
good
can see
idea.
how simple it is. It's very, very calm.
We're talking half square triangles,
Half square
rectangles
triangles,
and squares.
and that's it. That's your basket. That square was too big. I thought that was even too big. There you go. There's the other one. So there you go. So all you've got to do is make sure you've got everything placed okay. And then you're breaking this down into little elements. So what you want to do is you need all of those elements to fit on these little parts, because you don't sew into sort of right angles or round corners. So you've got a couple of ways you can do it. You could sew all of those three together there, and that would be the same length as that.
Right.
And then those four down that side, and then you could sew all that together, and then you can piece these edges.
Okay.
It's all laid out for you, but you can really do a really methodical sort of chain piecing. But what you want to do is just get it so that you've got elements that are the same length when they're sewn together, and then you can start sewing in sections.
Oh, that's a good tip, yes.
There you go. Really, really easy. So pretty sides together, and as I say, you can prepare yourself a good amount ahead of time, and you can chain piece them all together.
You don't have too many points to match either. I'm just looking at, there's not really anything.
You're not really worried about the points. What you want to do is make sure, see, that's wrong. You can see that? That's wrong.
Oh, that one needs to spin.
It needs to spin.
That's it.
There you go. There you go.
It's crazy, though, from the distance of here to there. It could do a full 360, a flipper, loop-to-loop, can't it? And you just think it's worth laying it out to the side of your sewing machine, isn't it?
Yes, and also being able to step back, because I got a glimpse of it on screen.
When we're looking at it
that's the
here.
wrong way. You didn't notice it when it was there.
Take a photograph of it. I would actually probably do this block by block.
Oh, you can do what?
Or would you chain piece it?
You're not. You can chain piece. I would just chain piece block by block, because I'm not doing this to, you know, in a rush. I'm doing it to enjoy myself, and I get confused and I get things up the wrong way, and you zoom, and I think it sort of takes away a bit from the feeling like you're making progress.
Yeah.
Because you could have everything cut out and then a pile by the sewing machine, then you've got a pile by the iron, then you've got a pile by the sewing machine again. Whereas if you do it like this, you think, I've got one block.
And it's done.
And it's done. And then I'm going to make another block. And just whatever, you've got to know what your working style's like, really, haven't you?
I'd always say make a block. Whatever quilt you're doing, make a block first.
Make a block
Before
first.
you start
Absolutely.
doing it all and then you realise, actually,
Yeah.
I've done that wrong or...
I could treat myself to some speed as I'm chain piecing. But yeah, it's really, really simple, really, really straightforward. And as I say, you just take it step by step. You haven't got any bias edges to worry about. You've got big striped blocks and half square triangles. I mean, really, really nice project to start with.
Brilliant. Is there, did you want to do a demo on the zippy pouches? Or,
Yes, I have.
What have you got
I can
prepared?
do that.
Whatever
Got
you
lots
want
to talk you through
Fantastic.
with everything.
You're the boss applesauce is what Ben said.
Oh my goodness, I'm the boss. Am I?
Yes.
He's told me, didn't tell me that first thing this morning, did he? Right, so what you're going to do is when you are got them sewn, you're going to press those stitches in place and you should let them cool down and then you can open them up and then I press my seams open.
Is that just to make it lay flat or have you got
It
lots
makes
of obviously...
it makes it lay flat, and also my brain doesn't really work very well with that row was facing right, so that one needs to face the other way, and I don't want to spin all my seam allowances or anything, so I've just got in the habit of pressing it open, really, really flat and crisp.
Do you know what would help with that, by the way? Today's early bird, which a lot of people may have missed because there was no audio on it. We had the Millwood wool pressing mat.
Yes.
Do you use a wool pressing mat?
I haven't got one.
They're really good for letting the steam or dry iron even.
Yes.
The heat
The
comes
heat
back
comes through.
up at you.
Yeah,
so if you are
absolutely.
trying to get these really lovely
Really
and flat.
lovely and flat.
Yeah, this is today's early bird, and it's $19.99 today, and it's on free P&P as well. So grab those.
It's useful to have, and it's a decent size for your blocks as well.
Do you want an iron?
No, I don't need to iron.
you don't need
It's
one.
okay, we don't need to iron. Thank you. So yeah, look, you can see, and there's nothing complicated. And what I do is I keep coming back and laying them out again because it's so hard to sort of see where you're going next. And it's a check. But you could have multiple layers of all these elements together and just keep putting them back and laying them up. So there you go. Really, honestly, this is really easy, lovely quilt to make.
Now I'm making that same block again, but obviously they're turned around.
And then all you do, when it's
Service. There's no
together,
direction to it,
yes,
is there,
you're
love?
just going to turn them round so that they are on point. But as I say, they haven't really got bias to worry about.
I always like when a quilt like this doesn't have too much of a direction to it, because if it's on a bed, you're not thinking, right, which way does it need to be?
Does it have
or
to be?
if you're going on a picnic, or
Yeah.
it's just lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well done, everybody who's managed to get both kits. There's the large one, remember, and the smaller one available. Both the sort of concept and the structure is the same. You just don't make as many blocks.
You just don't make as many blocks for the smaller one. And with the leftovers, I made that little cushion with the small quilt. So with the bigger quilt, I think you can do the same. But in all honesty, I haven't done the bigger quilt.
Right.
So you can find out what you can do with your leftovers.
Yeah. Is this the smaller one then?
This is the small
so
one.
It's still a really lovely
it's a
size
really
quilt,
good size.
isn't it?
It's a really good size.
And whether you're, you know, if you're brand new at quilting and you just want to do your straight line crosshatch stitching, or whether you're having a go with free motion, whether you're getting involved in the next hour with the mini quilter, that's a really portable way. I've given you that real professional look because this looks like it's been long arm quilted behind me.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, which is gorgeous.
Because I have quite a few quilts to get through, and my good friend Carolyn does all my long arming for me. So yeah, I just hand that over. But next hour, if you want to do it at home,
have you been
be
chatting
okay.
to Rob and Samantha?
We have.
Oh my gosh, honestly, I'm so jammy today because the last time it was on air, completely sold out. Stay tuned for the 12 o'clock show and you'll hear all about that Grace mini quilter. It's brilliant.
They're in, they're moving in, they're getting ready.
Yes. Right, zippy pouches.
There's a lot goes on behind the scenes, doesn't it?
Especially when we're back to back, guest. There's a lot going on today. It's all very exciting.
It is very exciting.
Now, is there any availability left on Bluebell? Right, literally single figures on Bluebell.
Fabulous.
If you love it, we'll leave the graphics in for Bluebell whilst you're doing it, because this is the... Is this the collection? Is this... No, this isn't Bluebell. That's
No,
the
that's
Blues, isn't
called the... Oh, very good.
It's my mastermind subject, you know, your
It's
fabric collection.
fabric collection.
Yeah.
Okay, right, so this was all the scraps I had left when I finished making all 5 pretty fronts of for the blues. So these I just brought with you just to show what they look like in different collections.
Yeah.
The beauty of the charm squares is that you've got the collection as the designers designed it, so they all work. You know, yours just might be yellow or purple or whatever, but they will all work. And as I say, they're really nice skill builders, and you can see the seams flat.
They're lovely, aren't they?
So that's the blues.
5 different looks, really, as well.
Yeah. They look completely different. And that's what you had left over. And I think I could probably still make
I was
something
going to
of
say,
those.
Janet, please, would you keep this? I mean, these could go in as
You could
stuffing
use them
in
as stuffing.
Yeah.
I am...
there are a few of these. that
Yeah,
maybe you
I
could
don't...
start.
Yes, you could do something with it. You could do that confetti sort of quilting
Yeah.
where you layer it between gauze or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Do you know, I'm quite prepared to let things
Let
go.
this go.
It was a challenge to see, and once I realised that I had enough to make a 5th one, I was determined.
But then you also think, actually, I am, after I've squeezed that. that
it's enough. You haven't really
yeah.
got 1/4-inch seams left, so you know this is good to go now. It's good to go, and you can put it in your recycling.
Yeah.
You can put it in that cloth recycling. You know those bins.
Yeah, or also, like you said, the stuff. It's great for stuffing, isn't it?
Great for stuffing. Right, so really you are going to use your fabric up. I'm going to do that, otherwise I'll just throw it on the floor.
I'll remind you, in all of these kits, this is the Bluebell one that's on screen, but I've got the Bon Voyage one to hand. You're getting your full pattern. You're getting the back of the zippy pouches, enough to be able to do all 5. You've got all the lining of the fabric, enough to be able to do all 5. And a whole charm pack, a whole 5-inch charm pack. And, I mean, these are limited edition now, really. There's a lot of these charm packs that we don't stock.
You don't have.
Get it. For the contents of these packs, you're getting all those zips as well. If you love working with charm packs, they are so versatile. And like you say, I love being able to experience all the different prints in the range, very affordably, but also not have to cut into huge yardage.
Cutting the yardage down is daunting. It really is
As a new quilter as well, it's really quite, how do I do this? If you don't have a very big workspace, this is so easy to do.
It is so easy. And I say, and you're getting yards and yards of fabric. And it's all there ready for you.
And all
you
the
could
prints.
just sew those together, all the prints.
Brilliant.
In all the colourways.
Is it sometimes 2 of each?
Sometimes 2 of each. It's never always.
Yeah.
You don't get 2 of every print, but some of them you will get 2 of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So with this, are you given then the measurement sizes to cut from your charm pack?
Yeah. So all
And your
the
instructions.
full cutting list in the pattern,
Yeah.
and it tells you how to lay things out. Obviously, you can do whatever you like, but this is what this 9-inch pouch will look like. I've just laid it out on one of my boards to show you. And then what we've done, if I can find a pouch, excuse me. So when you're making these pouches, I find it a bit infuriating where you've put the zip in and then it pulls down the the corners, so they sort of fold in. It doesn't look really sharp at the corners. So I make these little tabs for the zipper ends. And they don't meet the seam exactly. It's probably a bit hard to see. There's a little gap there, and it means that the top sits completely neat and
See, it's professional
tidy.
finishing like this,
Just
isn't it?
A little detail. And you use one of your charm squares to make the ends of the zipper. And I've got a beige zipper just to show you. And then what you'll do is you can slot lots of these in. So it's folded and folded in on itself. So it's got a bit of structure to it. Don't know whether you can see that. It's got a bit of structure to it. The instructions are in the pattern, don't worry. And also there's no raw edges showing. So the end of your zip, and I always cut the metal bits off because I don't want to be wondering if I'm going to sew over it.
Well, this is all nylon, is it? This is just your plastic zipper, so you're all right to sew over it or you cut
Yes,
into
but
it.
I don't want to sew over any sort of teeth or anything. And then all we're going to do is just sew that in. So all your zips are really, really neat and tidy.
Oh, have you included all the right size zippers and everything?
Yes,
for
all
us?
the right sizes are in.
Fantastic.
You can cut them down a tiny bit just to get the, just to make sure that you've haven't got any plastic bits in or whatever. But yeah, essentially they're all the right size. My machine's crossed with me because
You're
I haven't
still on
set
at
it up.
1.8, aren't you? Yeah.
I haven't set it up to
Back to normal.
to do the zipper end.
Also, the pattern on its own is flying out. That is your main graphic at the moment. So if you do want to make the zipper pouches, take any 5-inch charm pad that you've got. Maybe if you were thinking, I was wondering what to do with that charm pad.
Yes.
This is a really good one to do. And then you just need to add fabric, obviously, for the background, which you could piece as well. Or,
you could piece it as well. You can do... Right, so this stitching is not great. If it was indigo, you could get away with it, but I would probably take that out in all honesty and just make it nice and neat. You don't need to put a zip in with 1.8 stitch there. Who knew? Who knew? So you're going to prepare your zips like that so you know that you can't lose any of... They're not coming off. They're nicely secured. And then you've got to do your daunting layering up. I've got all the bits somewhere.
But they're on a board?
They were on a board. Where were they?
Okay.
I had a little bit with half a zip
We're
in.
so organised, Janet.
We
this
were
morning.
organised. Where's that gone then? Anyway, you're going to layer up. It's in the pattern. It shows you how to layer it up. But basically, I have got a bit with a zip in. I swear.
It's not on your trolley, is it? No.
Maybe I'm imagining things.
I haven't stolen it, I don't think.
We haven't stolen it. Don't worry. Who knows? Who knows where it's gone? It's probably gone, I don't know. Anyway, it's all in here. So what you've got to do, when you prepare your zips, and then it's a question of layering everything up so that you've got your lining attached. So here we are, page 7 of your pattern. You are going to put, I haven't got a pieced bit, but I'm going to call the boats as my pretty pieced front. And then you put your zip, which I will...
What fabric collection is this?
Oh, that was Hearty Good Wishes.
I spotted that one.
I think you like the Jolly Whales.
But this is the great thing. If you've got any scraps of Janet Clare, the likelihood is they are going to go together, aren't they?
Go together. Right, so you're going to have, basically, your ends are going to be about 1/4 of an inch shorter because you don't really want to sew those in. So I've got my zip face down on my pretty front, and then you're going to put your lining fabric, which could be this, and you're going to put that pretty sides together. And then I haven't put a zipper foot on, so I won't sew it. But you're going to then just pin that in place.
Pretty sides together, I love that.
Pretty sides together, because right sides doesn't help me somehow.
Yeah.
The right sides together.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to make enough sense to me. Pretty sides together, I kind of understand, particularly if I spent an hour piecing it all. So I swear I've got a step out that's at this stage, but anyway, we'll find it. So you're going to sew all along there, use your zipper foot or just have more tape showing. And then when you fold that back, you've now got the front with the zip in it and it's lined.
A lot of people get daunted by inserting zips, and it's actually fine. Do you ever pin them in or, again, use a quilter's tape or
I
glue?
don't have quilter's tape, and I'm meaning to start playing with some glue because I see more and more people using it, and I think the quality of the glue is not messing up your needle or anything anymore, and it's really good. Pins are helpful, but of course, you know, they're bulky, aren't they? You can feel them being in the way. And then when you've done that, we then have to do the next stage, which always confuses me. This is the bit that I would do wrong, because I know I now need the back of the pouch and the lining, and it's trying to get the pretty sides together in the right order. It doesn't feel right. So I've got one of my lining squares, and I'm going to put that there. And then it has to be touching the pretty sides of the lining fabric. And you go, again, it's got to be at the top of the zip, and you want to get everything as level as you can. And then you've got to have the right sides of the, that's a bit screwed up. Right sides of the outside of the pouch and the backing together, because that's the bits that you want to show. So if you pin this or tape it or whatever, and just double check that everything's in the right place before you sew it, because it's one of those things that is easy to get wrong until you've sewn it, because it doesn't feel like you've got the things in the right order.
But the pattern is correct.
The pattern's
follow the order and you will be fine.
Follow the pattern, and I swear I do have something somewhere. I don't know where it is. Doesn't matter. And then when you've sewn down there, you have then got something that looks like this. Okay, so you've got, that's what the bag would look like, and that's what the lining looks like. And then when you again sew it together, you have to open the zip.
Because you've got to turn it through. I'm with you.
Turn it through, and then you're going to do pretty sides together again. So you've got to have those two together and the lining together, and you need to leave a good chunk of that lining open. And I put so many pins there so that I know not to sew through that.
Because
bit.
even in a project this size, you'll get to that bit and sew it up.
You will.
I know, I wasn't supposed to sew that.
And you do it, and you haven't left the zip open.
Yeah.
And then what you're going to do here, again, if this was actually stitched, so I had my step out, I don't know what I've done with it, I'm going to offset those seams. So I'm going to have one point in one way and one point in the other, and you can make it really nice and neat. And then you're going to sew all the way round, and then you turn it out through the hole in the lining, and then you can do a little bit of pressing and then just stitch that closed, and you wouldn't know it was there at all.
The pattern on its own is about to sell out, by the way. If you have got it in your basket, we are oversubscribed on the pattern. It's a really, really great scrap buster project, but also if you have got charm packs or love working with charm packs, this is a fantastic pattern to have, because look at all of those lovely blocks from... I love the one with the different stripes, all the colours. That's so cool, isn't it?
And it's so simple to do.
So simple, but once you know how to do that, I'd make 4 of those blocks.
Oh, would you?
And then you could
do
different patterns,
you could.
couldn't you?
You could.
You could make it into what looks like then a circle.
I mean, you could start a quilt, really, with but the pouches are useful and they're fun to make.
Love them.
And then that's what your lining looks like. So you've got no raw edges, you've got nothing to catch, you've got nothing to do, and it looks as nice inside as it does outside.
That's a really lovely way of finishing, actually, because a lot of times then you have to think, the raw edges are exposed, I'm then going to have to do a binding on the inside, which can be a bit faffy, whereas that's a lovely way of doing it. And like you said, if you are gifting this to somebody, or if you just know, I'm going to use these, they're beautiful quality fabrics. I want it to be as nice on the inside as it is
on the outside. And it just a nice professional finish, which doesn't take you any length of time. And if I find as soon as I go off air, I'm going to go.
You're going to find the zip.
Here it is.
There it is.
Here it is. But anyway, hopefully that's talked you through. The pattern has got all the instructions, as it's got lots of pictures, and it shows you exactly where to put everything.
Yeah, brilliant.
So, good.
Fabulous.
Well done. We survived.
Well done. Thank you so, so much. Can I mention, as patchworkers, you might all be interested in today's early bird. And as I said, we didn't get chance to talk about, we said about the Millwood pressing mat, but today the Aliso iron is on offer. It was a bank holiday special. Today it's £129, which is unbelievable for this one. This is the Tula pink one. And also, watch the split pay. 5-way split pay. So if you are a patchworker, if you come to watch Janet Clare's show and you're thinking, that has been on my wish list for so long, today's the day to get it. It's free postage and packaging, 5-way split pay, discounted as well, along with the Millwood pressing mat. We've got you covered to be able to create these beautiful quilts and projects that Janet's brought to us today. So yes, thank you ever so much.
You're welcome, and you spend a lot of time with your iron.
You do. So you want one that looks nice and pretty.
You may as well look nice, because honestly, don't press close, but pressing seams never ending.
I didn't realise that it was so different, but oh my gosh, it is so different. If somebody hands you a blouse whilst you're pressing, you're like, no, I'm not ironing, I'm pressing.
Pressing. You're pressing.
Yes. Anyway, thank you very much. When are
You're
you back with us?
welcome. It will be in a month, and I always mean to look up the date, and I didn't.
Don't worry,
it
will be on our socials as well. So yeah, keep an eye on Janet's and our webs to see when she's back. Now, do not go anywhere because literally eagerly awaiting in the wings. I'm so excited. We've got Rob and Samantha. Samantha is back to talk us through everything you need to know about free motion quilting at your home. I'm so excited to hear about this because this is the Grace Mini Cutie frame, quilting frame, which is so exciting. We're going to talk through it. We're going to show you everything that you need to know. They're already sold on pre-order, as we predicted, but we've absolutely stacked the shelves and we've got hundreds of them. So fingers crossed everybody will be able to get one today. Stay where you are. Samantha's going to be joining me right after this.
Hi everyone, Andy here, and I'm very excited to tell you about our next Craftopia event that's taking place from Friday, May the 23rd to Sunday, May the 25th at the lovely Abbey Hotel in Redditch. 4 workshops with some of the best tutors available in the crafting world today, bringing you a little bit from all 3 of our channels. That's Hobby Maker, Jewellery Maker and Sewing Street. And what's even better, the price includes all your accommodation, all your workshops, all your meals, all your snacks and a goodie bag worth over £200. And this year, for the first time, we're excited to bring you Friday night crafting with lots of surprises in store. So your talented tutors for the weekend are Julie Peplow, introducing you to the world of card making, Carla Bagshaw, who'll be inviting you to make your own memory albums. We also have Catherine Wright, who'll be introducing you to hand sewing, and Debbie Kershaw, introducing you to the wonderful world of jewellery making. And here's the best part, you won't need to bring anything at all because everything is included. So you can join us for the entire weekend, or just part of it, or if you just want to come to the workshops, we've got ticket options for everyone. All you need to do is to visit the website and search out Craftopia, or you can email me directly, andy.love@hobbymaker.co.uk. As always, places are limited, so make sure you don't miss out and book your tickets now. And join us for the best craft weekend ever, from Friday, May the 23rd to Sunday, May the 25th. I look forward to seeing you there.
Here at Sewing Street, we only charge one P&P throughout the day. You can add as many items to your basket and check out and still only be charged once. Once you've checked out the first time and want to order again, you simply add the item to the basket and click on the Combine Order button. Remember, standard P&P is £4.95. Charges may differ for outside the UK. Or upgrade to our premium option for £6.95 on certain items. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street. Now, a lot of people contact me saying, I really don't understand laundry symbols. It's in my book, but here we go. I'll teach you a few right now. Do not wash. Very simple, do not wash. You can wash in a washing machine, but look here, you need the temperature. Now, hand wash only. Look, they're quite simple really, aren't they? I'll go through a few more. Circle with the cross through it. Do not dry clean. Simple as that. Isn't it funny that you can't dry clean some things? Now, triangle with a cross through it. Do not use bleach. That's very important. Then drying your clothes. There's a line dry. There's dry flat. There's tumble dry on low, tumble dry on high. Do not tumble dry. It's always locked. If it's got a cross through it, it means you can't do it. And finally, ironing. 1 dot, low iron. 2 dots, medium iron. You've got the hang of this, haven't you? 3 dots, high iron. Cross through the iron, do not iron.
Our UK-based call centre is always on hand to assist you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Sewing Street's designer block competition is back. Use the fabric on our bespoke panel to make your very own quilt block masterpiece. 12 lucky winners will be announced on Friday the 20th of June. Each winner will receive a £100 credit to your Sewing Street account. Your block will be proudly exhibited at the Festival of Quilts 2025. Sewing Street's Designer Block Competition.
Shopping with Sewing Street couldn't be easier. You can shop via our website at www.sewingstreet.com, where you can watch our live shows and see all the products from that day. We also have a huge amount of products on our website, from your sewing room essentials to fabrics, sewing machines and much more. You can download and shop on the go with our Sewing Street app. Simply head over to your app store and search Sewing Street. Alternatively, you can contact our UK-based call centre 24 hours a day on 0800 001 4433. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street, as well as all the latest news and special offers, by signing up to our email newsletter. Go to sewingstreet.com and scroll down to the bottom of the homepage. Type in your email address and click the envelope. That's it. You'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
Did you know at Sewing Street that on various products we offer split pay? That means on certain items you can spread the cost over 2, 3, 4 or sometimes even 5 interest-free monthly payments. Just pay the first instalment when you purchase and you're away. So shop your way with split pay. Did you know that we can deliver to over 20 different countries worldwide, spanning 4 continents from the UK to Australia? Check out our website for the list of countries and delivery costs. Sewing Street, stitching the world together. Never miss a show by watching on the go with the Sewing Street app. Head over to your app store now and search Sewing Street and simply download to your smartphone or tablet. You can watch the shows live and see your favourite presenters and guests. Click on the Today button to shop all of the products that are featured in today's show. Want to know what's hot? Then click here to see today's bestsellers and highlights. Have you missed a show or want to watch one back? Then click the schedule button and you can go back 7 days to watch and shop, and you can also see what's coming up over the next 7 days. Want to say hello or ask a question to our guests? Then send a message to the studio. You can also keep in touch with all the latest news, events, product launches and much more by clicking here for our social media pages. Never miss a show by watching on the go with Sewing Street.
Shopping with Sewing Street couldn't be easier. You can shop via our website at www.sewingstreet.com, where you can watch our live shows and see all the products from that day. We also have a huge amount of products on our website, from your sewing room essentials to fabrics, sewing machines and much more. You can download and shop on the go with our Sewing Street app. Simply head over to your app store and search Sewing Street. Alternatively, you can contact our UK-based call centre 24 hours a day on 0800 001 4433. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Hello, welcome back to the most exciting day ever. I feel like I've been spoiled rotten today for my birthday, so thank you all so much for joining me. Now, we've got Samantha here today, who I'm really, really excited to talk to and answer all of your questions, as well, as we are live, interactive, and this is the great thing about a project like this, is ordinarily if you're walking past it or, you know, on a shelf in a shop or even at an exhibition where it's busy and there's a lot of people crowding around, it's sometimes quite difficult to be able to see everything or answer all of your questions. So it's a really, really good chance to get involved. I just want to warn everybody that this has launched once before on Sewing Street. Our whole quota, everything that we had available for that show, hundreds of them sold out in 10 minutes. So the rest of the show was literally simply demonstrating. So I know for a fact that there will be a lot of people who have been waiting for this to come back into stock, who have previously missed out or have been thinking about it since the last time we were here. Now, as soon as I met lovely Rob from J&B Sewing, last time he was here, I went straight upstairs and I said, please, 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 whatever you do, can you try and get the team back for my birthday show? Because I absolutely was so inspired. And I think for somebody who is at home today and is struggling wrestling a quilt, trying to get a professional finish on a fantastic patchwork project that you've done, this is the product for you. And what is even more exciting is that today we've got the mini quilter, which means that this is even more portable, even easier to set up, it's even more affordable, and it is absolutely amazing. Now, as predicted, it's flying out. We've got free P&P today. We've got a shop to win going on. We've got, of course, a lot of people who have been waiting for this very hour. This is the box that it comes in, by the way. So, you know, it's not going to take up the whole of your living room. It's not heavy. It's a really, really lightweight frame, but it's packaged beautifully as well. And a lot of people ask about the packaging. A lot of people ask how it comes to you. So I thought it's a good chance for me to show you how it comes. It's also on split pay. We'll do a big unboxing and unveiling and putting it together and talking about it. But I know the main question that we have is, will it work with my machine? So we'll go over to Samantha in just a second to answer all of your questions. But look at your split pays. You can get it home today at £116.33, and we aren't charging you any postage and packaging, which is ludicrous. I don't think when Scott agreed to do this, I don't think he quite realised that we had J&B and Samantha here today with this product, because I can tell you what, it does cost, obviously, a lot of money for this to be sent to you, but it's going to be sent. Right. There's loads of people who are waiting to meet Samantha. So I'm so pleased. Hello. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you for having us.
It's great to have you back.
Thank you.
Rob did a great job last time
he
he was
did.
here. You were on your holidays, weren't you?
Yes, I was. I was sending it up.
But lovely to have you back. And this is actually a different quilting frame to the Cutie Breeze that I launched with Rob.
That's
right. Who is it that you think is, or, you know, everybody who's got it in their basket, who is it that's going to want this smaller quilting frame, do you think? Who does this suit?
Anyone with a sewing machine.
Any kind of sewing machine?
Yes.
Okay.
So any domestic sewing machine can fit onto this frame.
Right.
So regardless of size, your throat space gives you your quilting area. So if you've got a big machine, you get a bigger area. If you've got a smaller machine, you're getting less.
Okay.
But any domestic machine will go onto this.
See, that's amazing, isn't it? Because I know that was one of the questions that we had over and over and over again is, I've got this machine,
Yeah,
will it fit? So this is going to fit with any domestic sewing
Yeah.
machine. Does it need to be a computerised sewing machine?
No mechanical, as long as you
Yeah.
can set it up for free motion.
Okay,
you
so
can lower
as-
your feed dogs or your darning plates, and it can work on the frame.
Amazing. Now, this is a really portable, easy frame to set up as well. I mean, you've literally done it in the space that we've just been changing over for the break.
Yeah. So this frame, out of all of the frames, this one can literally, from getting it out of the box, take you 5 minutes. There's 6 screws, and you've got a quilting frame.
Yeah.
So it is very, very quick.
And I just think for anybody who has always been daunted by the quilting process. So we've all done our lovely patchwork, and then you think, oh, I want to actually quilt it. Because you can do big quilts on this. It doesn't limit the size. You just have to move your quilt along.
Yeah.
So,
You use it as a hoop.
Yeah.
So you've got your quilting area, which works out about 12 to 13 inches across the frame.
Yeah.
And then once you're finished here, you just simply move the quilt across to be able to get the rest of the quilt quilting.
And this is holding the weight of it as well, which is a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's the struggle normally. When we're free motioning, you've got a really big quilt, and like Janet's earlier, 80 by 80 inches. It's over your shoulder, it's through the throat space of the machine. So this just gives it a good working area.
Now, you don't actually move the quilt, do you? You're moving the machine on the carriage.
Yeah, total opposite to what we'd normally do.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Can we see it in action?
Of course.
Because I think for anybody who's never seen this amazing bit of kit before, it's
going to say wow.
Yeah, you're going to love it. You're absolutely going to love it. Loads of these have gone, by the way. We have more than we had the first time round, don't we? But I still think this is going to be a sellout today. There's a lot of you have got it on already in your basket. They're selling at the same rate as they did last time, and I know a lot of people are coming back after watching the second time. Yeah, you were saying how many people missed out last time.
I know, and it's a shame.
Yeah.
It is a shame.
Yeah.
So today we've come back with more.
Brilliant.
So everyone can be happy. Right, so what I've got the Elna machine here set up for free motion, and I've got my foot control plugged in.
Okay.
You can use your stop-start button, but there's a reason why we like the foot control, which I'll tell you about that. And then we've also got a carriage with handles, which the machine is sat on. So as soon as I go onto the foot control, and then I just move the handles.
You're doing this with one hand?
Machine. I know, it's very light. The machine is actually the heaviest part of this whole setup. But when it's on the carriage, you wouldn't be able to tell that it's heavy because it is honestly, I'm moving that with one hand.
Yeah, look at that. You can see there. I'm just going to move my feet. I'm going to stop following my feet. You can literally see how easy it is. And this is a big machine that we've got it on, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, so this one's got an 8-inch throat space, I think, so you've got a nice quilting area.
So I'm going to be able to quilt for 8 inches long here, but I can do the whole length of the carriage.
So because you've got the carriage here, so it works out about 13 inches across.
Brilliant. And then I would just literally be able to move my quilt along. I think this is going to be fantastic for someone who, you know, for example, loves Janet Clare's work and loves the artistic flair as well, a free motion, where you write in your name or you can do lovely drawings.
Well, you can personalise it. You can do what you want with it. As long as you've got, obviously, your layers. And then you can do free motion art. We've got a customer who does a lot of thread painting, and this is exactly the setup that they use, because it's more natural for drawing rather than moving the quilt like we'd normally do.
So it's £349. What do I get for that price? What is it that I'm getting in the box?
So you get the complete frame.
Yeah.
You get all the clips that you can see here. So you've got 6 clips in total. You also get 2 bungees which are attached to the frame. And then you get these 2 here, and then you also get a 3rd one. So these are just to hold the excess of the quilt. This one here then can be velcroed onto the front when you've got a really big quilt, just to give you extra space to get to your handles. Then you get a base carriage and then an upper carriage. So your machine sits on the upper carriage and your base carriage goes left to right. And that comes with, obviously, a brilliant instruction manual. You've got a guide here for actually how to set up your quilts. And then you've also got a template here to actually mark out your quilting area. So visually you can see how much space you've got.
I think this is going to be brilliant for anybody who, when you get it home, do exactly what Samantha's done here and just play around on plain fabric. Don't just get your quilt out straight away and start quilting on it. But if you do have, how many, as again, Janet Clare calls them flimsies, where they're just quilt tops that you haven't yet got quilted? This is it. I know so many people that really enjoy the patchwork of it. Maybe they can't afford to go and get them long arm quilted.
Expensive. It is, and it's not your touch finish in the quilt that you've worked on.
Then that is your artwork from start to finish, isn't it?
Exactly.
Now, questions are starting to fly in. Is there a weight limit to the sewing machine that you can use with this carriage?
Nope, no weight limit at all.
Ah, so even if you've got some of the larger machines, is there enough space to put some of those bigger machines that have got the really big throat space? Because obviously the bigger the throat space, the better.
Yeah, so the frame will actually extend out as well to warrant you having the bigger machines. So that then is covered. So, yeah, your big machines.
Fantastic. More questions? Oh, thank you ever so much. Janice said, happy birthday, Vicky. Can you tell me what's the width and the height each time? Sorry, hang on. What is the width you can quilt each time with the Mini Grace? I can see the height is governed by the throat.
So you've got the the width here is the 12 to 13 inches,
Yeah.
and then obviously by the throat space of your machine.
Yeah, but then, and you're just literally moving
Yeah.
this across.
Yeah. So once you've quilted that one area, you could have a double quilt on here. You quilt this much, take your clips off and move it along, so you just keep quilting the next space that you've got available.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It is brilliant. Can this be used with a Sweet 16 quilting machine?
No, I can't, no.
Okay. Go on, Ben. I've not heard of the Sweet 16 one. Is that the one that we had, the Grace Note?
No, we brought on the Little Rebel. So the Little Rebel can work with it, but the Sweet 16 is a completely different setup.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. But sewing machines, domestic sewing machines, computerised machines?
Any machine.
Okay, brilliant.
Honestly, any machine.
Thank you. Keep your messages coming in, by the way. If you do want to send any questions in while Samantha is here over the next 45 minutes, then it's definitely worth getting them in, because a stock update, there are, if we were to have the same amount as we had last time, then it would have gone again. So, yeah, if you have got it in your basket, please check out. We've got split pay on as well at £116.33. Do you want to come and have a look?
Let's have a look.
Inside the box? Because I must say, the packaging of it as well is a really lovely experience, as it is as well, isn't it?
You know when you get a new phone and you open that box and you peel off that cover off your phone? It's exactly like that. The box itself is pretty, because obviously we do recommend keeping the boxes. If you want to completely pack away your frame, then it compacts in here.
Yeah.
Rather than taking it all down and leaning it against the side, it can fully be taken apart.
So if I don't have a designated work room, a craft room, I can still invest in one of these and pack it away easily?
Because it's only 6 screws to put that together, in no time it can be put back in the box.
Brilliant. So it comes in this really lovely solid box, which you're then going to be able to use. Ready to meet you? And then inside, oh, it is! I waited to do this on the telly, but look, it is the most lovely unboxing experience. So I've got a QR code straight away.
Yes, and definitely I recommend you look straight into that QR code. Honestly, there is so much information in there, it's unbelievable. It's got from setting it up to actually how to place your quilt.
Right.
Everything you need to know is on there.
Fantastic. So you've got your QR code there straight away, and then you take the next layer of packaging and look at this. It's all so beautifully positioned for you, ready to start setting up.
And what's nice about this, that a lot of it is already pre-assembled. So you can see here, that's one of the side pieces. You're not having to put all of that together.
Right.
A lot of it is already done for you.
Okay, so don't need to have a degree in building
definitely
Swedish
not.
furniture.
No, you can do it on your own, I promise.
Brilliant. And the frame itself is actually really lightweight, isn't it? Like you said, your sewing machine was the heaviest part of the kit.
Yeah, and it's still, the sewing machine doesn't make it a heavy situation. You just, honestly, you can pick that up with one hand and put it to the side when you're not using it.
Fantastic, fantastic. So all of the pieces are included within your cost here. It's got all of the clips, it's got that fabulous carriage, and the bearings of the carriage do mean that it just is it's so well put together and so well thought out.
So because you've got 4 sets, but obviously there's 2 on each, so there's plenty there. So obviously when that's gliding along the dual carriage, it just, honestly, it will just glide.
Oh, it's brilliant. There's over 150 of you who've got this in your basket. So if you're umming and ahhing about it today, it is the day to do it. We're offering free P&P for everybody who's shopping today. This is the second time that we've had the mini quilter tabletop frame back in stock, and completely sold out first time showing. If you're using the code Vicky, you'll get free P&P on it, which I can only imagine this is...
You can't go wrong with that.
No! I don't think we'll be doing that again. I really don't think we'll be doing that again.
No, just a special.
Oh gosh, now we're getting all the messages of different sewing machines again. A Bennett B... Is it a sewing machine? Oh, what? Sorry, Ben. Bennett B79.
Yes, that can. Yeah. An embroidery machine won't work on it, but any sewing machine will.
Yeah, as long as you can lower your feed dogs as well and use it as free motion.
Yep, you've got the correct foot that you use. Lower your feed dogs, and like I said, the throat space does indicate how much space you've got, but honestly you get more than you would normally, because you think when you've got your big quilt and you're sat at your machine, you only work like that. You're
Exactly.
using this small space.
Yeah.
So you've still got the 13 inches across, no matter what size your sewing machine
Yeah,
is.
so even if you're working on, one of the 5 series, the Elder
Yeah.
550, 560, 570, or, as long as you can lower the feed dogs, which you can on those machines, and you've got your free motion foot, then yeah.
You still get more than you would normally.
That is amazing. You can basically turn your 570 machine into that long arm, giving you that look of a long arm quilted finish. Can I work with rulers as well with it? Or...
So, because it's your domestic machine, as long as you can get the right foot for it, yes, you can.
Yeah.
One thing I would say, obviously, every base of a sewing machine is completely different. So it's better to work with smaller rulers because they fit well on a domestic machine.
Right, brilliant. Should we go back over and having a look? For everybody who is just tuning in, it is back, it is back. I'm so happy. Now, the handles underneath,
Yes.
I love the fact that they don't get in the way. You can see everything so clearly.
Yeah, you can also alter these. So you can have them tilted up or down, whichever you prefer. So if I'm sat down at the frame, I quite like them sort of in the up position.
Right.
But if I'm stood up, then I kind of like them down. So it's your preference. But when you've got your sewing machine here, obviously this is rolled up out of the way, so you can free up to the handles, okay? With the foot control then, we like to turn that around. So it's the wrong way.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which is a bit strange, but there's a reason. So on your sewing machine, you want to set your speed control anywhere from the middle up. You don't want to go any slower than that because this glides, you're actually moving faster than you think.
Right, so I'm still in charge of my stitch length, basically, so yeah.
Yeah, so because if we move too fast, we get big stitches.
Yeah.
If we move too slow, we get tight stitches. This machine doesn't have a regulator,
Yeah.
so I'm going to kind of give it one.
Yeah.
So setting that in the middle. By turning my foot round, I use it as an on button and I go straight to the floor. So I'm not having that pivot where you are going fast and slow.
Yeah.
So it's basically just on and off.
Okay.
So as soon as you start then, straight to the floor. So you match the machine's speed straight away. So all you've got to concentrate on is the actual speed that you're moving to get a nice consistent stitch length. But we get asked all the time, why do you have your foot control that way? And it honestly gives
you more
the
control.
biggest difference, yeah.
But look at how much you are able to quilt, the space in which you're able to quilt with literally one hand.
You can have a go?
Yes, yes. Oh, I want to have a go.
Take it for a spin.
Thank you. Don't show my toes though, Bruce. Because you're not allowed to be wearing flip-flops in the...
So see that's
that was the
area that we've
end.
got, yeah.
Oh, I'm going over yours now.
That's fine.
It is... Oh, it's so freeing, isn't it? Oh my gosh, you will love this.
You imagine moving that through your sewing machine,
No.
how much strain you put on your shoulders, whereas now you're relaxed.
I was always told the first time I ever had a go doing free motion, my posture was really bad.
You end up sort of hunched at the machine.
It is so lightweight, like literally.
And it's not fast.
No, I thought, I'm going to have to be, tugging the 680 around.
No, if you feel like it's fast, you just need to move it slower.
Right.
So the speed is all down to you, really.
And is there a right and wrong in what you're aiming to achieve? Like a smaller stitch length or a longer stitch length, or is it all just your personal quilt?
It is a personal preference, because if you were doing like sort of art and you were painting with the stitch, then you might want a longer stitch to give it texture.
Okay.
But for quilting, I tend to prefer a smaller stitch.
Right.
And it just sort of embeds and gives it more of that sort of puff, if that makes sense, with the wadding.
That is amazing. Oh, you are going to have so much fun. Now, any computerised, or as long as you can lower your feed dogs and have a free motion setting, you will be able to use it. It doesn't matter whether you've got a smaller throat space, you're just not going to be able to do as much depth as this one that we're looking at here. This is quite a good throat space, but honestly, everybody needs to come and have a go at this. It is so therapeutic, isn't it? It's lovely. Can we then move it so that show how easy it is to then move it, Quill? Ben wants to have a go as well, so we'll move it down.
I'll move
so
it and then
have
you
a
can have a go. So you've got these here, so you just
let me move out
unclip
the way.
them. And then our quilt becomes free. So this is everything that we want to quilt.
Okay.
Then we've got the 2 front clips. So they simply will just pop off there. Okay. So you want to be able to sort of put 2 hands on that side. And pop it off.
Yeah.
You start going like this, you just add in pressure. So it's very easy. Just 2 on that side and it will release. Same on the sides. So what I'm going to do is move the quilt across as if I was going to the next available space. So I'm actually going to move my machine where I would have finished sewing, okay? And I'm going to put my needle in the work, okay?
Right.
Then taking that one off, and then I've got the other one
And
there.
they just clip on the side,
Yeah. So on the clips, they've got a bit of a grooving. Can you see that? So in there, that clip then just clips in, that'll hook all the excess quilt out of the way.
And is this where they go, the lines on here, or not necessarily?
So
no?
these are more for marking up the quilt and where you're going to your next available space.
Brilliant.
Okay, so again, I'm just taking off this back one, but I'm going to leave one clip on, okay? So now, because I need to quilt the rest of this, by leaving that one on there, all I have to do is slide everything across. So that allows me, and then I can realign it, move as much as I need to, so I can then, I don't lose my work area. Putting the back clip on then.
Oh, that's such a good tip, by putting your needle down into the work.
Everything comes
all
as
across.
one, yeah.
Fabulous.
There we are. Just move that a little bit more. And then you've got 2 bigger clips. The other 4 then are the same size for the fronts and the sides, but the 2 big ones go on the back, okay? So when putting these clips on, see how I come sort of from the front and then tilt that back, okay? And I will show you that just on this bar here, so see how they've got like these little notches, and you've got the one underneath as well. So if I want to put the clip on, I always come from the side.
Okay.
Rather than going directly over the top, come from the side and then turn to sort of give it that tension. Okay, same with coming off, because it just makes it so much easier. So then with my quilt on, I just give it a slight little bit of a pull, come from the side, and see how it just tensions that in.
Yes.
And do the same here on the front. Okay. Now with this bit, I'm just going to roll it up and clip it out of the way.
See, it is literally, I mean, we're doing this as well, really slowly, so you can see the elements of it. When you get the hang of this, it's super speedy, isn't it, to be able to reposition yourself to then...
Well, you think, if we've just done 13 inches, we're going to do another 13 inches in minutes.
Oh, and you're going to enjoy the process of quilting your quilts. Finally, I bet so many people who are thinking, I have got so many quilt tops that I have not quilted, or I've always fancied having a go at free motion, but it is daunting moving your work, and you have to have lots of different things, gloves and
for me, when I first started, I had a small piece like this. I was learning free motion. It was great because it was so small and I could move it very easily. The first time I went up to a quilt, I started like this. Then I ended up at the machine. I was sat skew because I'm holding the quilt, and your complete posture is just so wrong. You get bad back, bad neck. Whereas this, you can't go anywhere else. Your hands are fitted to that carriage. So you can't go like this.
How big of a space do I need at home? Can I do this on my dining table, or...?
Oh, yes. Yeah, so this frame is not fixed to the table at all.
Right.
So because it's tabletop and is designed to be able to be put away, this here, so it's got good grippers.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not moving.
Oh, yeah.
But if I physically lift that... So it's not fixed at all.
Okay.
So if you are using the dining table, because I know space is the biggest factor for us all, sewing doesn't come with just a machine. It comes with a lot of fabric, a lot of thread, and a lot of everything else. So it is space. But this can go straight on the dining table, get your sewing machine out, quilt your quilt, and put it away. But I always say, because you're not using your machine at that particular moment to do any piecing, use the space that it's originally in.
Yeah.
So you're not needing to find more space.
So the footprint of it, you don't actually need a huge dining table or a large space, really. You can see here, just on our smaller desk, this is the smallest of the 3 that we have in the studio, and it's,
Yeah, and what you've got, so see you've got these 2 sort of runners here.
Yeah.
Okay, they're the most important parts to be on that table.
Okay.
This little bit here can overhang if it needs to.
Okay.
But as long as you've got your two runners on the table, it is fully supported.
And as you say, that is so sturdy.
Yeah.
That is not moving,
Nope.
is it? That is got these really lovely sort of grips onto the surface that aren't going to damage your table.
No, they don't mark it. They don't leave like a sort of gluey residue.
No.
They just grip, and then you can simply just lift it up.
Amazing. I mean, yeah, and it is really lightweight. So for anybody who is thinking, oh gosh, that must be a really hefty frame and I'm doing it on my own, it really isn't.
No.
Fantastic. Ben, did you want to come and have a go?
Come on.
Yeah, you're allowed. This will give everybody a couple of minutes just to make sure you are checking out of your baskets, because there are, as I said, hundreds of you who are involved, and I'm so excited for you. Rob's eagerly in the wings as well. You should come and say hello to us, Rob. Come and say hello, because he honestly was just the loveliest guest to be on with. He really is. So come and say hello. Hello,
Hello,
Rob.
Vix. How are you?
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you.
And have you had lots of lovely fan mail since our show?
It's been overwhelming.
He had it anyway.
I saw you on TV. Shock horror.
This is a great thing, though, as J&B as well. You have such an amazing relationship with the customers.
Yeah.
So once anybody purchases today from Sewing Street, you'll get your details.
Yes.
It's all a family business, isn't it?
Yes.
So anybody who is struggling
So
or needs a bit of help.
Myself, my wife, daughter-in-law, two daughters.
Yeah.
So, you know, we really are a family business.
Yeah, which I love as
Yeah.
well. I mean, you go to the shows and a lot of people will have met Rob and Samantha at exhibitions and things, but it is lovely to know that I'm not just buying this today and then that's it. I have no aftercare.
You get us as well.
Yeah. Fantastic. Ben's coming on to have a go with this. Come on, Ben. And we're all getting involved.
We won't judge.
I'm going to give you a bit of space.
Thank you, Rob.
I'm retired.
Right.
So foot down.
Foot
and
down.
away you go.
You've got your... That's it, you're on.
Anyone can do it.
Oh, this is really easy.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you ever free motion before?
Not in my life.
Well, there we go.
He's never done free motion before, and honestly, Ben, you're speedy.
Oh, he's got
He's
the
right.
name.
He's never done it before, and he's like, right, I'm going to write my name. Isn't it great?
Ah.
Oh! Look at that.
Oh, we'll have to cut that piece out for you.
That is amazing! Ben, with a heart.
I feel exhilarated. Let me
Isn't
tell
that
you.
brilliant?
That is great.
I nearly swore.
If that doesn't sell it to you.
Yeah, if you want to feel like Ben, then
There you go. There you go. Oh, my word. Honestly, to somebody who has never done it before, though, you must get that a lot when you go to the exhibitions and shows of, actually, you must, you know, have had a lot of practice, but actually you don't.
No.
Everybody can do it.
At an exhibition, you think you have people who are card makers, you have all sorts of crafters at them.
Yeah.
And honestly, everyone looks at them and thinks, oh. And the minute you say have a go, the first swirl they do, they go, oh,
I'm off.
Yeah, because all of a sudden they've realised it's really light and it's natural because it is more pen to paper rather than you moving the paper and the pen staying still.
Well, I know a lot of quilters struggle with that. When they're holding their quilt, to sew backwards feels really alien, where it's, you know, it's you know, things like this that are brilliant because it isn't something we're used to and it is so freeing. It's not something you're going to have to change your muscle memory. No. You can just something really liberating.
Just put your quilt on and away you go.
Great camera work. Oh, there you go. We can really see what's happening. Thank you. Great demo from Sam. Oh, I'm so thrilled because even in moments, you know, at exhibitions, it's sometimes quite difficult to get to everybody to see how fantastic this product is. I know a lot of people from the very, very start of when I joined the crafting world, I always said, look, you know, you can just do cross-hatching or get it sent off to a long-arm quilter.
Something easy,
Yeah, but now this is really giving everybody the opportunity to create some amazing quilts, incredible quilts. And it doesn't have to be on a quilt. It could be on a cushion or on a bag or framed work.
So if you've got a cushion cover, I always say sort of get some calico for a surround to make sure they can clamp into the clips.
Okay.
And you can do any size on there.
Fantastic.
So you can get the same accessories for the Cutie Breeze for this as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, like the bungees that we were on about last time. So if you are working on a smaller piece, the bungees will just give it that extra support because obviously it's not under the clips on the sides.
Yeah, amazing. Right, we're going to remind everybody how you can check out, for anybody who is already got this today. Well done. We're still staying with Samantha for the next half an hour, so if you want to send in any messages, get them in now. But this is just a quick reminder of how you can get involved.
Did you know that we can deliver to over 20 different countries worldwide, spanning 4 continents from the UK to Australia? Check out our website for the list of countries and delivery costs. Sewing Street, stitching the world together. Never miss a show by watching on the go with the Sewing Street app. Head over to your App Store now and search Sewing Street and simply download to your smartphone or tablet. You can watch the shows live and see your favourite presenters and guests. Click on the Today button to shop all of the products that are featured in today's show. Want to know what's hot? Then click here to see today's bestsellers and highlights. Have you missed a show or want to watch one back? Then click the schedule button and you can go back 7 days to watch and shop, and you can also see what's coming up over the next 7 days. Want to say hello or ask a question to our guests? Then send a message to the studio. You can also keep in touch with all the latest news, events, product launches and much more by clicking here for our social media pages. Never miss a show by watching on the go with Sewing Street.
Shopping with Sewing Street couldn't be easier. You can shop via our website at www.sewingstreet.com, where you can watch our live shows and see all the products from that day. We also have a huge amount of products on our website, from your sewing room essentials to fabrics, sewing machines and much more. You can download and shop on the go with our Sewing Street app. Simply head over to your App Store and search Sewing Street. Alternatively, you can contact our UK-based call centre 24 hours a day on 0800 001 4433. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Welcome back. Well done, everybody who's managed to secure it so far. I know that there's a lot of people who've been waiting for this hour, but we're talking about the Grace Mini Quilter. So this is smaller than the Cutie Breeze. It's even more compact, even more sort of straightforward to set up and get going, I suppose. Yeah. Anyone who has missed the start of the show, this is your chance now to be able to free motion quilt or bring your artwork to life, really, with stitches. And it is literally like you are drawing with a pen.
Yeah, so normally when we quilt, obviously, if you think of a pen and paper, your machine is the pen, your quilt is the paper. So for me right now, to free motion this way, the machine is my pen, and I'm drawing on my paper. Yeah. So it's more natural to get a loop design or a heart. Whereas if I'm free motioning in the way we normally would, I'm moving my paper and my pen stays still.
Yeah, which, can you imagine trying to do that?
It doesn't happen. It's like patting your head and rubbing your tummy. It's just, my brain doesn't like it. Whereas this, it's just so straightforward. It's so hard to describe how easy it is to use.
And this is not heavy. Nope. You can see you're not having to hold it and pull your sewing machine along whilst you're doing it. You can concentrate so hard on exactly the design that you want to achieve, and whether it be the loop-de-loop, whether it be the, whether it be the writing your name, or we saw Janet Clare showing some fabulous artwork earlier on, you know, like houses and... You could do not even quilts, you could do lovely picture frames, you could do it on bag fronts or cushions.
Absolutely anything.
As long as it fits in the frame.
Yeah, and as long as you're creative, you can put your mind to anything. So you think if you wanted a quilted jacket, you quilt the fabric, you've got your layers together, quilt that, take it off the frame, cut it up, you've got a jacket.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when you've got it all set up, obviously we set it all up, but you're probably thinking, well, you've had 4 hours to set this all up. We will show you how easy it is to dismantle it as well.
Yeah, so I'll show you how to basically take your machine off and how to put it back on and set that back up ready to go.
Fantastic. Yeah, let's go for it.
So I'm going to undo my thread, and I'm going to take off all of these clips, okay? So I can sort of release my quilt. So all of those, and they do simply just pop off. Taking my quilt off there now allows you to see a bit more of what that actual frame is. So you've got your machine is sat on these carriages, and these will simply just lift off.
Okay, now this is completely secured in by interchangeable. So can I move these depending on the size of my machine?
No, so they fit into those slots, but they just basically keep your machine exactly where it is.
Okay.
Your machine isn't going anywhere, but it's just an extra support.
Right.
I don't know if you can see that we've actually got our foot control lead in there as well, so we haven't got cables dangling down, which is great. Okay.
Now I get this full carriage. I get everything that you're saying here, don't I?
Yeah. So everything here, including those clips, all come as part of the frame. But to be able to take your machine off, you need to release this bar.
Okay.
Okay. So you've got these little turn there. So you've got one on either side. Okay. And your bar then simply slides through that throat space.
Now I noticed as well when you were setting this up earlier, they're all sort of numbered and you can interchange this. Why would I want to make it you know, shallower or higher? Is it depending on the height of your machine?
Yes, so because every machine is different shapes and sizes. So if you've got one which is smaller, you would want to lower this down by number. And basically what you want to be able to do, so if I put that back through there, see, I can just get sort of my finger under that bar.
Yeah.
So if that bar is touching the machine, it's not going to move freely at all. So you want to be able just to get sort of your finger under there, because then when you place your quilt over the top and put the clips on, there's enough clearance. Okay. So if I was to take that through there, these then just unclamp your machine, and you've got 4 of them on the front and the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they just unclip, and that's not going to damage my machine at all?
No, they're just an extra support. Yeah. So if I was to lift my machine off, which Rob will kindly come and do.
Thank you, Commerce Assistant.
Yeah.
Unplug it.
Lift off. There it is.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
So this now leaves you with your frame, okay? So what I wanted to show you today was if I just clamp them back in so I don't lose them, okay? And they all just clamp in. This carriage now simply lifts off.
Can I feel the weight of this?
Yes.
Oh gosh, that isn't that. Yeah.
Okay. Now this one is even lighter.
Okay.
All right. So if I was to sort of put this away, I've now moved the 2 heaviest pieces of the frame. All right. I'm just going to tighten that back up so the bar stays in place, and then this is your complete frame.
That is, yeah, so easy. I mean, this can also pack down as well, even smaller, can't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, but we can just see the side of you here, Rob. We've literally just got the side of his head there. So, yes, this frame does also pack down even smaller if you're putting it away, throwing it back in the box.
So, as we've seen in the box, you take off the 2 side pieces, and then you've got your front and your back bar. These runners just unscrew, and then it is compact back down into the box.
And the base of this, it does have those rubber grips. That is not moving anywhere, is it? That's not got any sort of adhesive to it. It's not going to leave any sticky residue.
So it's just a simple rubber grip, which is stuck to the 2 and on the side bars there. So it just allows it not to go anywhere, because obviously you are doing a lot with it, but it's not going to move.
Brilliant. Just to reiterate, anybody who has sent in questions about their machine, any computerised machine that you can use your free motion settings. So as long as you can lower your feed dogs and put a free motion foot, this will be fine for. As you can see there, this space, have we measured this actually? The space that you're going to need. Could you grab a tape measure, please? Oh, we've done it already. 32 inches. 32 inches is the sort of space, the width of it.
24
to these.
Between the 2 black rails.
So this can actually...
It can sit off.
Sit like that.
Okay. Okay, so you really don't need a very big table to be doing it at all. I mean, that's like a coffee table sort of size, actually, which is crazy, isn't it? But if you've got a larger workspace, if you've got a craft room, if you've got a dining table...
It can go on.
Yes! Oops!
Oh, we'll see the grip.
Yeah, so it's absolutely brilliant. But even though it's gripping, it is still super lightweight, isn't it? Get your questions in. We've got literally 15 minutes left with Samantha and Rob to be able to answer any of your questions. Split pay is on today, which takes it down to just £116.33. And I remind you, it's free P&P using the code Vicky with an I, V-I-C-K-I. If you do want this machine, this piece of kit today, I think that's the only day that we're ever going to offer it with free P&P, let's face it. And it's a hefty bit of kit. Is there a weight limit, as Anne has asked, to the machines that you put onto the carriage?
Nope, no weight limit. So the bigger domestic machines can still go on there because they are obviously the heaviest. If you've got like the straight stitch machines, which are mainly built up by metal, again, they're absolutely fine too.
In fact, the bigger machines, the better, because you're going to have that extra throat space. But this is where, for me, as somebody who has a smaller machine, you think, do you know what, actually, I can still get the results of somebody who's spent thousands of pounds on a big quilting machine. I've just tuned in. Is there a maximum size that you could put onto the frame, as Lynn's asked?
Can I answer that one?
Yep, come on in.
Here we are. I'll
come round. Come round.
When you get the largest machines, if I take this carriage and show you...
I'm going to come close to you so you can hear with the microphone.
A limit on the gap that you can create between these clamps.
Okay.
Some of the machines have a tapered back section, which means that this one won't quite clamp it. So all we do, we take that one out, it will still clamp at the front, and that is a positioning one. It doesn't move.
Right, so will my machine still be safe on there?
Your machine will be absolutely safe.
Right, okay.
No problems at all.
Brilliant.
So because it's the heaviest thing, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah. So then how does this then go back onto there? So should we show everybody how easy it is to set up? Because they are super lightweight, aren't they? All the elements to it.
This is the lower carriage. So this just slides in there.
Yeah. Fits onto that runner.
That does the left to right movement. Light, simple.
Yeah.
It's lined up automatically by the position of the holes there. Job done.
Brilliant.
We then pass this in through here. Says here, getting wrapped up in the handles. There we are.
So you can go, I mean, these bearings here, they literally glide. One finger, and look at that gliding. It is an amazing bit of kit, isn't it? And don't worry if you haven't jotted down today's date, and I mean, you can watch this show back, but it all comes with fantastic instructional QR video instructions as well. As soon as you unbox it, when you get it home, it comes with a QR code. You've printed it out, actually, haven't you?
Yeah, so you get these in there, so it shows you everything that you get with the frame. Mm-hmm. It shows you the sort of recommendations for the dimensions of making up your quilt, so having the extra backing fabric and the extra wadding.
Lovely.
You'll also see that on there it tells you in which direction to actually quilt your quilt. So if you wanted to start from the centre and work your way out, it tells you to start in the centre, then go left, right, up, down.
Fantastic.
Or if you wanted to just quilt straight across it.
So it sounds like these are also sort of put together by quilters as opposed to engineers. Yeah.
So a lot of the people at the Grace Company, they make so many quilts, and everything that they do is tested by them.
Yeah.
So they would have wrote these instructions because they've done it and lived through the struggles we've had.
Yeah, that's it. For anybody who has always thought, I've got so many quilt tops I just want to get finished, or I've got gifts for new babies, or, you know, loved ones that you just want to get completed. And it can cost hundreds of pounds. I mean, more than the price point I've seen, you know, on the screen to get it sent off, and all these quilts that we have to be long arm quilted. But also I love the idea of being able to personalise smaller projects as well, or doing your own quilt labels, doing your own artist signature on it as well.
A lot of our quilters in the shop, they tend to have an embroidery machine and they'll embroider a patch to sew on the back. Whereas at least with this, you create the pattern that's on the front of the quilt, and then at the bottom, you sign it. You actually put your signature on that quilt.
Yeah. So
I'm now
positioning,
placing this on.
yeah, literally just placing it on.
Yeah.
Doesn't screw into place. It's held into place.
Push the clamps in.
Yeah.
Clamps in. That's done.
That is so good, isn't it? And you're ready to go. So if it is your machine that you are sewing on, don't be put off that it's going to then take you all day to set up your quilting frame, or you have to clear a room to be able to do the quilting. They tighten in place as well. Fantastic. Now, if you also are struggling with the length of your foot pedal, I know you do an extender, don't you?
Yes, we do, which is actually great, and especially for a setup like this, because if you are using it at home, maybe on the island, you can't get the cable underneath. So here we've got an extension to the foot control, and then that plugs into the machine, so it allows that
extra length.
Yeah, because otherwise you're kind of searching for it under the table.
In terms of construction and screws and things, what parts of the carriage am I putting together physically at home? Because I noticed in the box there's lots of that's already put together.
Already done. So you've got the 4 screws which are on the base, which you're putting your runners in, and then there's also... Yeah, it's these ones, isn't it?
Corners.
Yeah, these 2 to put the front
And I
bar
don't
in.
need any specialist sort of tools or...
It comes with the Allen key that you need.
Fantastic.
So
All
that's
in
it.
the box.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So you don't need anything else. You don't need to go and get the toolkit.
Yeah,
But
brilliant.
I'm going to stop the selling process for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because, as we're all aware, it's your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And we've just got a little gift from Sam and I.
Oh, that is
Happy
so kind.
birthday.
Honestly, thank you. Mwah. Thank
That's
you.
okay.
It's so lovely to meet you, Sam. Honestly, I had the best time with Rob last time, and that's so lovely. Thank you.
Oh, and you've got a bit of thread.
Classic.
I'm going to get back behind
Oh,
the scenes.
thank
and
you,
leave it
Rob.
finished.
Honestly, I was speaking to the team upstairs and saying that your company is literally one of the loveliest companies. We have lots of really lovely people that come in and demonstrate it. But yeah, anybody who is buying today, then yeah, just know you're in safe hands with all your aftercare. So any questions that you have, even if we're not live on air, because I know that you're going to come back and do more demonstrations and answer more questions, but if you don't see them in between, you have always got your details as well within the box to be able to contact you.
So if anybody wants to give us a call about putting it together, we can talk them through step by step. When it comes to the quilting side of it, obviously I can do so much over the phone, video calls, or you can even come in and see us and we can have a bit of a lesson.
Where are you based?
So we're in Newport, South Wales.
Lovely.
So we do have a lot of people who will travel to us, and we free up the time really, don't we? Yeah, we've got a really large showroom, so we've got all of these set up, but then we've also got the different types of machines and other frames that are available. We've got all the accessories out for demonstration as well. So if we were given a lesson, they can sort of progress and learn.
That is brilliant, isn't it? This is what we love, as I say, the aftercare as well. Is there a limit of the size quilt that you can put on here?
No. So if you... Say you had a roll of fabric and you just wanted to quilt the whole thing, you can just keep going and going and going. You've just got to work in that area, move it along, quilt the rest, and move it along. You just carry on quilting. No limits at all on what size quilt you can do.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, it literally is just going to be rolled up and literally moved along, isn't it? So then these all go on the frame with the clips that are also provided.
Yes.
Everything is all there for you. You want to just make sure it's nice and taut, but it does, again, in your instruction, talk about tension, doesn't it?
Step by step. It's
Test your
also
tension.
got, so when you first get it, it's got basically what they call a practice sheet. And with this, it's a green piece of paper, okay? I've already done mine to our machine that we use in the shop. But it allows you to, when either practice a pattern and carry that on, or you use it as your quilting area.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've had the machine with no threading and I've moved it across and worked out my area that I've got. So every time I'm quilting, obviously I haven't got this on properly, but if I pin that to my quilt, I can physically see the area that I'm quilting.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is get such in a rhythm because your body's going in that flow and you're doing the pattern, and if you hit the side of the frame, your loop is now a triangle. So having this allows you to visually see your work area.
Yeah.
And obviously, depending on your machine, it may be bigger, it may be smaller, because that just depends on the throat space of your machine that you're using.
You get one of these included, but by the way, this is exactly the same as the pad of 50 that we had with Liam earlier. These are those exact sheets. So if you want that gridded sheet, so you can do loads of them, you can get those on the show today. If you're doing a cushion cover on here, you can, but you just obviously need to then put it onto a fabric that's going to be big enough for the carriage.
Either a bit of backing or if you had a
back
bit
down.
of calico, just to be able to clamp into these clips, because you want to make sure that you've got enough excess that if you've got to bring it up, it can still clamp on here.
Yeah.
So, nice bit of big bit of calico.
Yeah, but there's nothing stopping you from doing those small home furnishing projects.
No, not at all.
This is why I love this mini one, is because now there's loads of us who are thinking, well, I'm not a big quilter. I don't do big quilts, but I do cushions, I do wall hangings, or I want to have a go on a bag or, like you said, a quilted jacket. This is where we're talking to a lot of artists as well and creative people.
So I know a lot of people who do sort of like birthday cards and all the occasional cards, but it's all done by free motion and using like a plique. So if you had a couple set up on here, you could do your cards so much quicker because you've got your production line almost, rather than doing one card and then repeating that card several times.
Yeah.
So it is more of a workspace to what you're doing. There we are.
Honestly, you are going to have so much fun with this. I can't actually believe the time that we are about to run out of time. Is there anything else that we haven't covered? I'm trying to rack my brains to think if there's anything else that you needed to mention, Sam.
So really, just an overview of it. This is a quilting frame that can be used in your home to be able to quilt larger quilts a lot easier. The bonus is you get to use your domestic machine, which you've already got, so the cost instantly is much less. With this being at $349, $349, you can't go wrong with that anyway.
You're right, actually. You don't need to be investing in a new machine or new accessories even to go with your machine.
You've got that already. You've got that bit of kit. You know how your machine works. You know what it's like. You control it daily. So really, putting it on here, your machine's not doing anything different.
No. Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. I love it. And I'm so thrilled that hundreds of you have got involved as well this hour. There's enough in baskets to see it sell out. So if you're watching on a replay, or I understand, look, I say with it being a bit of a considered purchase, I do appreciate it's still £350, but for what you're getting, this is a game changer. But if you do have to have a bit of a think about it, be aware that we're oversubscribed. Have a look on the website if you're watching on a replay and see if there are any remaining, because we're literally, limited. Once everybody's checked out, we are sold out. But honestly, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
We've loved it. Absolutely loved it. Now it's free P&P for the rest of the day on Sewing Street website. So fill your boots, check your baskets, have a look on the web shop, think about what you might need to stock up on. Have a look as well on the Today Show deals. Check out. Now tomorrow we've got Tilda Fabric Bundles, EPP with Jenny Jackson, sewing room tools. Jenny's going to be back with a picnic blanket, and you'll also have quilt kits you'll love at 12 o'clock. Thank you all so much for all of your lovely birthday messages. Thank you for my
that's okay,
chockies.
no problem.
Thank you, Rob. And check out your baskets. Now is your final call on the mini quilting frame. I will see you next week at some point, but thanks for spending the morning and lunchtime with us. Hobby Maker are coming up right after this.
Hi everyone, Andy here, and I'm very excited to tell you about our next Craftopia event that's taking place from Friday, May the 23rd to Sunday, May the 25th at the lovely Abbey Hotel in Redditch.